How is everybody doing? Welcome to RossonARI TV. Welcome to Milan News, the Monday edition. Antonio's here with me. What's up, Antonio? How are you doing?
Doing well, Roy. How are you doing?
Excellent, excellent. Great weekend for AC Milan. Two friendlies, a lot of goals. We finally get to see CDK's debut. He did pretty well against Vicenza, albeit he only played 20 minutes. He almost scored a goal, first touch. Almost scored a goal, kind of messed up that little shot he had. But nice little moves, good interchanges with the players. And then the next day, he played against Pergolettese and scored a hat trick in the 7-1 win. Did you see the highlights for that? What did you think?
I did, and it's interesting because he scored like three different goals. He scored a header, that was his third, scored a penalty, and then he scored an open play like with his left foot. And he definitely has a good left foot. Like he scores his penalty, he took it like top right, I think. A pretty nice finish. And also his actual finish from an open play with his left foot was nice as well. I'm interested to see if he has a good right foot, in terms of finishing. But I think that overall has been proving that his header is pretty nice, especially for being that tall. You want to see him use that head, and he's looking like he lays it off a lot and also finishes too. So good stuff.
Yes, yes. I noticed that also in his highlights from Club Bruges. There's videos out on YouTube where, all the goals he scored in the season kind of thing. A lot of those goals are headers. So it is an extra thing that we have. We really only had Giroud that has that quality in him to score freaking goals with headers. Now we have CDK too, so an extra weapon, Ali got on the score sheet. Lazetic got on the sheet too. Lazetic did pretty well against Pergolettese. Pobega got on the score sheet. And who else got on the score sheet? I think there's one more player. So
You said Adli, Lazetic.
Ali, Lazetic, Pobega,
Oh,
and
yeah. I'm trying to think. There
CDK
was.
scored three, right?
Yeah, I know. Actually, you know what? I noticed.
Oh,
Hugo
Lazetic scored
Cuenca.
2 goals, I think. He scored 2 goals.
Yes, Hugo Cuenca hit the post. Did you see that? Interesting.
Yes, yeah, we saw a little bit of Hugo Cuenca in the highlights. Nice player, Hugo Cuenca. Like to cut in, kind of like a la Messias, and then he took that shot, hit the post. Not bad.
Yeah, we have a lot of left footers on the team too, from what I've been seeing. Like Messia, CDK. Now we have Cuenca. A lot of these players. Giroud. So yeah, Theo obviously. Interesting.
Yes, and the game against Vicenza, it was a good game. Obviously, Vicenza is a Serie C team. Okay, they're Serie C. So it's not like it was a super test, but we were dominant. That's what we wanted to see. What was it? A 5-1 or 6-1?
6-1 against Vicenza. Yeah.
6-1. So pretty good from the lads. Pretty good from the lads. One thing I want to touch on is that AC Milan, when you look at the friendlies that all the other teams have had this summer, including especially I would say Juve, Milan has had pretty simple friendlies. Aside from that Marseille game, all the other friendlies on paper have been simple, even though they did lose against the Hungarian team. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. One thing it is, though, it's setting up the team in a good psychological state going into the season, which starts on Saturday. I'm looking at Juventus. The Juventus camp is depressed because they have been doing poorly in the preseason, and they're depressed. So I wonder, what do you think, Antonio? Your opinion? Is Milan doing the right thing? Did Milan do the right thing by doing all these friendlies that are in Italian abbordabili, right? Easy friendlies, or do you think they should have gone and played against the bigger teams in Europe to see where this team is at?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think last season we played against a lot of these sort of similar level teams, but we also played against Real Madrid and I think like one other difficult team, like top team. So we played one, and obviously Real won the UCL this season. So we drew Real, and that was actually a really nice game when Milan saved that penalty kick. But yes, it was an interesting game this season or this preseason. You're right. We haven't played anyone at that level. Juventus have played Atletico, Barcelona, Real Madrid. So difficult games. But I will say overall, I think the most important thing with preseason is to keep everyone fit. And as long as we are doing that with these games, it's fine. I don't think it's a big deal who we play. Marseille was supposed to be sort of like the most difficult game on paper. Actually, I've been watching a lot of like football recently because this weekend it kind of many of the leagues restarted, and Marseille won their first Ligue 1 game 4-1 with Tudor, so they played pretty well. So I know Marseille were pretty poor against us, but we did actually play well overall, and we have got everyone I think has a full 90 minutes of fitness now in the squad that needs to have. So besides the temporary injuries, I think overall it's been a pretty good success, and I'm not too concerned about who we've played. So I feel pretty decent about
That is a good point you bring up. Marseille is a Champions League team. Correct me if I'm wrong. They finished second, right, in the season in the
Yes.
Ligue 1. So, I mean, okay, Ligue 1 is not one of the big powerhouses of Europe, but it's still a competitive league. Finishing second in Ligue 1 is still a good achievement. And then they're pot 4 in the Champions League. So it is a Champions League team. We did show that we were very dominant against them. And the fact that they did win 4-1 says that this is a valid team. We kind of made them look like they weren't that good. So props on the team. Vic D says, hey, Roy and Antonio, Milan definitely should have had played the powerhouses for sure. Well, they didn't. It is strange. This is the first time ever, I think, I can remember that Milan didn't play any of the powerhouses of Europe in the preseason friendlies. I think, but I'm not sure about that.
Roy, your mic just cut out a little bit. I cannot hear you. I'm gonna read this chat in the meantime. Emmanuel says, I think Milan need a loan move for Lazetic because I don't think he will get any playing time and we need to re-sign Bennacer. I think I would agree. I think the reason why he hasn't been loaned out yet is because Origi is injured still. And if something were to happen to Giroud, yes, we could play Rebic in that number 9 position. But I think it's more likely that he wants that third sort of option at striker. So that's why Lazetic hasn't been loaned out.
Yes, actually, there was a story that came out regarding Lazetic, which was very interesting. Lazetic was supposed to go on loan to Empoli. It was set and dusted, and there are teams right now, like Torino is another team. There's other teams that are looking to get Lazetic on loan. And according to this report, because Origi was injured, they decided to keep Lazetic for the preseason. But Lazetic was supposed to go out on loan on Empoli. That should have happened. We have some questions here. Let's go to some questions. Hasn't Bennacer in this preseason has been the best of our midfielders, even better than Tonali. So there are rumors about Bennacer. We're going to talk about those for sure. So let's just leave that as soon as we get to that. But since we're on the topic of the preseasons, Andon Petrovsky says, hey guys, what I liked about this preseason was the ease that we were able to score goals. When they needed to change into second gear and to find the goal, they always were successful. Yeah, definitely a lot of good, positive points and good things that we saw from the team. Listen, let's say it. Was Messias the best player in the preseason? Is he the MVP of the preseason? I think he is. I really think he is. What does this mean? Is Messias going to be a big player for AC Milan? What do you think, Antonio?
I think right now everyone has faith in Messias in the team because we're not going to bring in another right winger unless something were to happen and we get Ziyech, but I don't think that's very likely. So I think Messias is going to be the starting right winger for most of these games. I don't know about the first game now because of his little injury, but it's not too serious, so we'll see. But Messias, he definitely has attacking quality. His finishing is, I would say, very good when he has the opportunity to finish. We saw a lot of these like sort of flashes of finishing quality last season. His one-on-one ability, I think, can be a lot better than what it was this season. I think he has the skill to do better, and it's kind of just like a little bit of nerves, but more of just some little simple mistakes when he's taking people on. I think if he can be more successful at that, he can get into better positions, maybe shoot a little bit more, find some more success. But I think if he can get his statistics up a little bit, like in terms of goals and assists, then he'll be, a really good contributor to that attack because we definitely need to find some more goals in that front 3 or front 4. And that's kind of one of the biggest things we can improve on right now. So I think he could fill that role this season pretty well.
Yeah, and another thing that I want to add there is that when you talk about Rebic, also, Rebic was a player that we didn't really have last season, you know. So if Rebic can stay fit this season, we have an extra player that we didn't have last season. And the thing that I'm worried about Rebic is that guy, once he gets injured, he's out for months. Like, he's out for months and then he's nowhere to be seen. Hopefully he can be a little bit more lucky this season with his injuries, and he can become a big part of the team. Also because when Rebic plays center forward, the team plays really well, right? Because Rebic is he's a hybrid center forward. He can do the center forward role. He can go into depth. He can come back ball to back to goal. He can interchange with the players. He can go to the left. He can go to the right. So he's a very versatile center forward, atypical center forward kind of thing. Having that extra Rebic is very important. So hopefully Rebic does stay fit and he can become that extra player we didn't have last year. And also, as we were talking about right now, Messias can become that player that we hope he becomes. And hope he becomes after the preseason that he did. All right, so Messias and Rebic, yeah, definitely two players that were the players of the preseason. Okay, so Pioli resolves any doubts about the Cutler role. Guys, hold on. Before we get into the articles today, we get into our segments, please smash that like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it. Make it red and black. It helps with the algorithm. It helps with everything. So please smash that like button. All right, let's see what this article says here. According to Calciomercato, Stefano Pioli already knows that the starting role for the Belgium is as the central attacking midfield. This is where he was deployed both times, I believe, in the Pergolettese team, against Pergolettese and against Vicenza. After good signs in the 6th win over Vicenza, De Kettler played against Pergolettese at Milanello on Sunday and showed off his entire repertoire, scoring with a penalty, a left-footed shot, and a header. Paolo Maldini has always been convinced that De Kettler was the right man, and he never gave up on signing him, whether it is 4-2-3-1 system or a 4-3-1-2, which the report claims is the first alternative. The idea is that the Belgium will be the link between midfield and attack, providing end product himself too. So, what do you think, Antonio? Do you think we're going to see De Kettler from the first minute against Udinese or not? Or you still think that he's going to go with Diaz and then De Kettler is going to ease into the team?
It's kind of an interesting risk because, there's on one hand you have Diaz, who's been with us for like 2 seasons now, and he's kind of maybe the safest option in terms of how you want to play, and with the chemistry with the other players. But on the other hand, I think Adli and even De Kettler, like Adli has had more games than De Kettler, but De Kettler is seen as this more of like future Cam, and people think he has more quality than Adli. I don't know if that's proven yet, but the point is, I mean, we paid a lot of money for him, and he just had a successful friendly. So I think it's a possibility that he plays a majority of the game, but I think it's more likely that Diaz will start and maybe De Kettler will be subbed in if we need a little bit extra, or if towards the end of the second half, like 60th, 70th minute. So I think that it's, if I had to like bet, I would say that it's more likely Brahim Diaz starts at the 10 this game against Udinese, but hopefully in the future we see more De Kettler.
And yes, by the way, guys, there was a mistake on the AC Milan channel. On the AC Milan website. They put Brahim Diaz's number as 13, but it is still number 10, as we saw in the friendlies. Okay, so Antonio, are you very familiar with this? What do you think of that off-white sponsor that Milan just got? I really like it. Foa Dushi says. What do you think about it?
Actually, I was going to bring this up. I just saw this on social media today. I think it's like really interesting. I'm pretty sure it's like a style sponsor. So I don't think they're going to be on our jersey or anything, but it's sort of like, I think, outside, off the pitch, like what we're supposed to be wearing. I think it's really like, it's a good thing because they're a very modern clothing brand. They have a lot of like youth followers and a lot of social media followers. almost as much as like on Instagram. I'm looking right now, almost as many followers as Milan has like officially. So they're pretty big, and it's a good way to kind of promote our brand as well as for them to promote their brand. So I think it'll work both ways, honestly, and obviously it's more probably some increased revenues there. So I think it's a good thing for sure.
All right, there you go. Okay, so let's just do a few more chats regarding the preseason, then we'll move on to the next subjects of the day. Hey guys, what I loved the most in this preseason is that the team is creating more opportunities from the melee of the opposing team, not overly focused on the flanks, lots of beautiful passes. Yeah, there you go. So it was a positive preseason nonetheless. Even though we played against smaller teams, it was definitely a positive system. I think it's good. It's positive reinforcement for the players. The players are confident. They played well. They scored a lot of goals. So they're confident. There's no doubts. And they're going to go into the next game very focused and aware of their abilities. All right. So let's go on to the midfield. A lot of midfield news today, huh? A lot of... Guys... Before we go on to the midfield news, by the way, please smash that like button, guys, and you can join the membership of the season does start this weekend. So before the season starts, join the membership so you can participate in the competitions that are going to be specifically for the Serie A. All right, let's go here. This is in Italian, but we will kind of translate it. This is Bakayoko. A little bit of news about Bakayoko. So Bakayoko was not called up for either friendly against Vicenza and Pergolettese. Now, according to these reports, La Gazzetta dello Sport, they're speculating that at this point, Milan have decided to offload Bakayoko back to Chelsea, and then Chelsea will decide his future. So it looks like that, and also another interesting little fact here is that Bakayoko in the AC Milan website, there's no picture of Bakayoko. He's one of the players that there's no picture of. So a little hints of what his future might look like. At this point, it does look like Bakayoko is going to be going back to Chelsea, and that loan is going to finish earlier than the 2 years that were planned. It didn't work out for Bakayoko. In Italian, there's a saying which is called minestra riscaldata. Okay, do you know what that means, Antonio? And what do you think about the whole Bakayoko dilemma?
I do it. I know what it means literally, and I guess figuratively as well. But I will say with Bakayoko, I think it's interesting because especially now that Tonali picked up a little knock, you would think that we would be keeping him just in case. But if we're really, dead set on letting him go back to Chelsea, then it means that we're definitely bringing in another midfielder in that area. So we should be expecting that. Just a matter of time, I think. I think we're just really evaluating all of our possible targets, and we're deciding on who to get. But I think we need someone with physicality to come in now because Bakayoko at least provided that off the bench, and we need depth. And I think letting him go is honestly, I think it's a good decision if we can reinforce him with someone who has physicality and can improve our depth because depth is very important. If we can improve our quality on the bench, it's just going to be better off for all the competitions that we have to play. So it's fine as long as you can bring someone on. I wish Bakayoko was, a little bit better in terms of his form because I know he can be better, but right now it's just not as, it's not really happening with him. So
Yeah. Basically, minestra riscaldata means a heated up soup. So it is strange. It is strange. Bakayoko is a good player. It is strange that it didn't work out. But yeah, this clearly means that there is another midfielder coming in. And we're going to be talking about who these players are. So let's get straight into that. Antonio, let's go straight with that link that you saw on Twitter, this one right here. Tell us a little bit about this player, if you know about him, and what do you think about this link?
yes, I've been looking into this player ever since there was a Sky Sport Italy thing that basically said they released a little list of 4 different players I think that we're looking at for the center defensive midfield role to come in. This is Rafael Onyedika, and according to today, some of the journalists actually reported that he is our primary target. I don't know if this is exactly confirmed because there's also Onana and other names that are floating around. Frattesi yesterday confirmed by one of the most reliable news sources. But we're going to talk about that later. But in terms of this midfield position, it's very open right now. This player is he's Nigerian. He's 21 years old, so still fairly young. He's 6 feet tall, which I think it's around like 190, 191, and 192 centimeters. I forget exactly. And he definitely fits that role because he can play as a defensive midfielder, even he's played center back in the past, and also a center midfielder. So he kind of fits exactly what we're looking for in this role. He seems to be pretty lengthy. He's got long legs. He's good at intercepting, and he's good at defending. I have his Sofa score pulled up here if I can share that, but if that's okay, Roy.
Yeah, go ahead, share it. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so he looks pretty interesting. His heat map shows he's kind of like a right central midfielder primarily, but he can also just goes around the entire area. Doesn't score many goals, but he has pretty successful stats in terms of his defending and duels. So I think he's a tall player. He's physical, and he could potentially grow and develop into a very good player. So I'd be fine with this player for sure. He does play in the Danish league. I also forgot to mention, but
Can you go over the possession stats and basically here, this card right here on the side, kind of go through those stats, give us an idea of how this player was during the previous season, I'm assuming.
yeah. So in terms of like attacking, or I guess I can do passing. His accuracy per game is 91% in terms of his passing.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Excellent. Says a lot about his Out of how many games? Can you check?
Yes. So this is.
Oh, okay. Check last season, please.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the league already started, so.
Okay.
84%.
Okay, so that gives you a good understanding of where he plays. Go up, show me the heat map. Okay, all right. So he's definitely good for the double pivot defensive midfield. I mean, he occupies pretty much the center of the field. All right, keep on going now.
Then his accuracy in his own half is 90%.
Nice, good. What about opposition half?
78%.
Not bad. And 2 assists, 2 goals. Okay, so he's got a little bit of that in his DNA. What else?
His long ball accuracy is 51%, so not the best, but
50% is not bad.
yeah. Chipped passes are 55%, and his crosses are only 25. But it says 0 crosses here, so I don't think he does many. But
okay, good. Okay, and what about successful dribbles? Where is he at with dribbles?
he's at 67%.
Not bad. Okay, duels 1.
50%. This is a little bit concerning, but
That's not bad. Okay,
yeah, he's young, so.
And sorry, remind me how what his age?
He's 21, and he turned 21 in April, so he has a long way to go.
Okay. Got you. Okay, all right, not bad at all. Tielemans comes to mind, but Tielemans is a very expensive player, so I don't think we're going to be able to get these expensive players. Yeah, I think a player like this, like youngsters, up-and-coming youngsters, is more where Milan is at. And also it's where it seems like youngsters really thrive under this management, under this system, the way Milan, does their business, essentially, from the footballing aspect. So, okay, it's a pretty good option, I think. Let's see what other options we have, though. The other option we did have, let's go into that one, is Fofana.
Oh, yes, Seiko Fofana.
Yeah, if you can pull up his SOFA score, let's check out his SOFA score, and then we'll go through that. But Seiko Fofana, a player that has experience in Italy, a player that is being regarded a key player in Lens, so he's doing very well, and is a player that also a lot of Milan fans will like. And as a matter of fact, there was one of the editors of AC Milan website had kind of intercepted him and kind of put him on the spot and asked him these Crazy questions. Would you like to join Milan? The management likes you a lot. He said, my friend Mike Magnan plays for Milan. The RossonARI are a great team that have just won the Scudetto. I like Milan, but today I'm in Lens where I'm happy. I don't pay much attention to the rumors. But would it be difficult for you to say no to Milan? Maldini has to talk to the club if he wants me. I don't decide. Milan could have signed me in 2020 before I came here. Then nothing came of it. I repeat, I'm fine here. I have a good life in Lens, and after so many years in Italy, I enjoy my country. Let's see what will happen. So that was kind of interesting conversation. What do you think of the Milan project? Would you like to be the leader of a young group? Milan have a great team. I always talk to my friend Mike Magnan, who confirms that Milan have a great goals for the future. They have many experienced players like Zlatan and Giroud, and now they will have to confirm themselves. I hope they will do well. It remains to be seen if anything will materialize, etc., etc. So interesting little dialogue there. Fofana being put on the spot regarding AC Milan, but he is definitely one of the players that a lot of fans would like to see at Milan. Okay, do you have his Sofa score?
Yes.
All right, let's check out his Sofa score.
This is obviously like pretty impressive for a midfielder. He's like kind of a box to box player. He basically can do like so many different midfield roles. He's 27, but he has like almost a year to go, or a little bit less than a year. So he'll have some more time before he turns 28. He's 6 feet tall as well, so he is pretty sizable. He can play all three of the sort of defensive, attacking, and central midfield roles. And his heat map shows that he goes up and down the pitch, so he's very versatile. He played a lot of all 38 matches, I think, for Lens in Ligue 1 last season. He scored 8 goals and had 1 assist, but he also had a few more goals and assists, I think, in the cup we can check out. But he has at least 10 goals, I saw, in terms of his attacking output. His stats are pretty good as well. Accuracy per game, 90%. Accuracy in his own half, 94%. Accuracy in opposition half, 84%.
Those are great stats. Absolutely fantastic stats for a midfielder.
Yep.
That's exactly what you want to see in a midfielder. Stats like that. I mean, those were the stats that Kessie had at Milan, more or less.
Yep. Accuracy for his long balls, 69, 70%. Chip pass accuracy, 68%, and his crosses is only 0.2, so 20%. I don't know why that's low, but he also, when you watch Lens play last season, he was like a talisman.
Can you check the duels won and
Yes.
his defensive stats?
Total duels won only 48%, so less than 50. Successful dribbles, 64%. Ground duels won 47%. Aerial duels won 56%. And then his defending, he gets like 0.7 interceptions per game, 0.7 tackles per game. So maybe his defensive output isn't as good as his attacking output, but he definitely could play paired with someone in that pivot midfield role. The problem is, I don't know if he can, if we're not running Tonali or Bennacer, can he play with another, maybe Pobega he could complement well. So it's a little bit interesting.
His possession stats are very good, and he occupies the same space that Kessie occupied, more or less. Can we just check Kessie's defensive stats? I'm really curious. I remember his possession stats, but I just want to check his defensive stats, because essentially that's one of the things that people are, rave about, Kessie being, a great defensive midfielder, etc., etc.
Yeah, this is Serie A this past season. These are his passing stats. He's got 88% accuracy per game. His own half is 92%. Opposition half 84%.
So exactly the same as Fofana in the opposition half. Very good.
Yeah. His long ball accuracy 63%. Chip pass 54%, and crossing is 25%. His defending is also 0.7 interceptions per game. He does have a bit higher tackles per game, but not that much better than Fofana's, a little bit, it seems. Successful dribbles, 73%, so he does have better stats in terms of his duels. 55% duels won, 56% ground duels won, 51% aerial duels won, So not as good in the air, but I think he's a bit better in terms of duels, but not that much better. So
Honestly, if you look at these stats and also you look at the experience part, is Fofana being 27, Kessie being 25, already have a lot of professional games under their legs. I think this one is probably the best one, but after Sanchez, that I'm seeing that as a replacement for Kessie. I mean, the stats are very close, very similar. So you're almost getting the same kind of player, the same kind of thing. But I don't think this will happen because Fofana's got a big price tag, so I don't think that can happen. I don't think
yep.
that can happen.
If you watch this guy play, like he is by far their best player. I mean, especially last season. I think I saw Lund's first game. He started, of course, but their striker scored a hat trick. I'm pretty sure, or 2 goals. But yes, they had a pretty decent season in Ligue 1 last year, and he was like their talisman. He was basically like he had some huge performances. He even scored 2 goals against PSG, one of their games. And I mean, when you look at him play, like he definitely has a lot of quality for someone who plays box to box. Like he definitely could do more than just work hard. He's someone who can finish. He can make those runs, get assists, and he's just a great player.
Yeah, this would be a great option for AC Milan, 100%. As a matter,
Also,
go ahead.
Serie A experience as well with Udinese, 4 years
Yeah,
with Udinese.
yeah,
So.
100%. All right, let's check Frattesi's sofa score. Let's see what he's all about.
Okay, so we're linked with Frattesi, and Di Marzio actually confirmed this yesterday. So you know this is pretty pretty reliable that we are at least interested in him. Juventus is also interested in him, so we could see a transfer battle there. But I think what we're looking at doing is loaning him with an obligation to buy because we can't afford his actual price from what Sassuolo are, evaluating him at. He's 22, so he's young. He's turning 23 actually pretty soon. He's 5'10", and let's look at his Serie A stats from this past season: 4 goals and 3 assists. Um, with him, I guess he can. He looks like he plays in the defensive midfield position with Sassuolo, and also he can play. But I think he's more of a central midfielder that was kind of adapted to that
Well,
role.
yeah, Sassuolo plays with a 4-2-3-1 just like us, and he was in the double pivot. Yeah,
Yes. When I see him play, though,
on
I
the
think
right
he
side.
goes up a lot. So I think he is sort of like a sort of box to box player. Um, and I'm interested to see or to ask you, Roy, what you think of his defending abilities because I don't know.
Frattesi?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's not that I watched every single game of him. I did see him in the national team, and he was a baller in the national team. I mean, he was killing it. He was definitely one of the best players in the national team when they played against Germany the first time. The first game they played against Germany in the Nations League, I think a few months ago, and he was definitely one of the best players on the field, not just for Italy, but in general. Let's go down. Let's check his numbers.
So his passing stats, his total accuracy is 84%. His own half is 88%. Opposition half 79%. Long balls 65%. Chipped passes 57%. And his crosses are 21%. Defending stats are also pretty good. Tackles per game the same as Kessie. Interceptions a little bit higher than Fofana, a little bit higher than Kessie as well. Possession one only 0.3. Dribbled pass per game 0.7, and clearances per game 1.6. So only one error that led to a shot on goal and 0 errors that led to a goal. And he did commit one penalty last season. Successful dribbles 66%, duels won 53%, ground duels 157, aerial duels 39. So not the best in the air, but he's a little bit shorter, so makes sense. He's not that short though. And yes, fouls 1.3, was fouled 1.6. So pretty solid stats, I would say.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. But of course, this is another player with a big fat paycheck. So I mean, sorry, price tag. So it's one of those players that I think is going to be very difficult for Milan to acquire. I think Sassuolo is asking for 25 million. So that's a lot. At least starting at 25 million, maybe they can bring it down to 2018 or whatnot. But unfortunately, Milan today is a team that has no cash and they can't really afford to sell players. So it's a very strange situation. I still, to this day, have a tough time understanding the mercato of AC Milan and why our funds are so limited with all the successes that we have had, being one of the most healthy financial clubs in Europe, not just in Italy, in Europe. Yet we're struggling to buy these players. So okay, so he's an interesting option. By the way, I do have a voting. I want to show you guys what you guys voted regarding Frattesi, and I put different midfielders here. So Frattesi got 39%, Onana got 13%, Fofana 43%. So I agree, Fofana, out of all these players, would be the ideal replacement for Kessie based on his age, his experience, and what we're seeing in the stats. Frattesi would be also a very good option as well. What about Onana? Because Onana might be a reality, Antonio, because he is in Bordeaux. Bordeaux just got relegated to the third division, so he probably wants to go for a better team, bigger team, and out of the French third division.
Uh,
Let's check Onana.
yeah, and I will say, so just 3 points that I wanted to discuss. First, Onana is actually in the second division now because they appealed the decision, and now Bordeaux is they actually got
All right, thank you
they
for the
just got
correction.
relegated to the second one. Yes, he's going to be very affordable. I think 8 million, maybe 5 million if we can negotiate it correctly. So it's a very good possibility. And let's check his stats, but he definitely is the most likely because of his affordability. Also, just kind of another random thing. Sassuolo is playing right now in the Coppa Italia, and in case you guys haven't been watching, I've been watching a lot of the Coppa Italia these past couple of days, and it's been like some of the games are actually crazy. Like a lot of upsets. A lot of quality from like the lower division teams as well. Like I see some really nice goals. A lot of Serie A teams have lost and have just actually gotten eliminated. But right now, Sassuolo is losing 3-1 to Modena. And Frattesi was playing. He was subbed out. Berardi scored a penalty, like the usual stat padding himself. And Modena has 3 goals and it's the 85th minute. So crazy stuff. I'd watch some of those highlights, guys, if you can. It's really interesting. But let's check Onana's stats. Right, have you been watching any of those games?
No, I have not. I've not. I've not.
Interesting. I don't know if this is just me, but his stats aren't coming up. Like I see his
Oh,
page.
interesting. I guess they haven't. They didn't. I guess nobody calculated his stats.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't have any stats.
All right.
He's pretty tall though.
What about Adrian Tameze, another player that has been linked to Milan, and also in the poll here that we put here on RossonARI TV, Tameze got 5%. So there are some people that are interested in this player. So let's check him. Uh, let's check his stats. Let's see what he's all about.
Yes. So he's 28 years old, so he's a little bit older. He is pretty tall, sizable, and he definitely was a good this season. He played with Verona. They had a pretty decent year. Scored some nice goals, and he can play as a central midfielder and a defensive midfielder. Based on his stats, he played in all of the games last season, but he didn't start all of them, but he played in most of them, and he scored 4 goals and 2 assists. So pretty good stuff for that sort of defensive role. Um, his accuracy per game is 81%. His own half 83%. Opposition half 77%. Long balls 55%. Shipped passes 57% and crosses 23%. So a bit more accurate on his crosses. Defending is pretty good. Interceptions per game 1.4, tackles per game 1.4, possession 1.4, dribble pass per game once, dribble clearances per game 1, and 0 errors led to shots or goals and 0 penalties committed. He's got pretty good defensive stats. Successful dribbles 57%, total duels won 51%, ground duels won 50%, and aerial duels won 53%.
Nice.
So
Okay.
pretty good stuff.
Interesting. And let's do one more midfielder, and then let's move on. What happened to the Douglas Luiz rumors? He fits the bill. Douglas Luiz, another player that Milan was heavily linked to this summer market. Let's check what his stats look like. He's a little bit expensive, though, 37 million player value. So, Aston Villa is going to be asking somewhere around 40, 45. But anyway, let's go through his stats. Let's see what he's about.
Yeah, you see with the Premier League, 37 million for a player who scores 2 goals and has 3 assists is just insane.
There you go. And this is the conversation that we keep on having in chat and blah, blah, blah. That these players in England, their prices are inflated. And people think that they're incredible because they have these inflated prices. But then you look at their stats, and you have players in other countries that have stats that are 4 times better, but their price is like a quarter. So people say, oh, well, this guy's only 50 million. That means he sucks. But the guy that is worth 40 million in Aston Villa is the best midfielder in the world. But then you look at his stat sheet, and this guy has 2 goals, 3 assists. But let's check out his other stats. Keep on going.
So his passing accuracy per game is 87. His own half is 92.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. Opposition half 76. Long balls 54. Chip passes 58 and crosses 24%. So pretty good stuff. His defending interceptions per game 1, tackles 1.7, possession 1, 0.2, dribble passed 1.5, clearances 0.6, 1 error led to a shot, 0 penalties committed, 0 errors to goal. Successful dribbles 56%, total duels 50%, ground duels 51%, aerial duels 45%. So, pretty good stuff. Honestly.
Sorry, what is his age? Check his age again, please.
24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you would have been similar to Sanchez. Okay, well, we'll find out who this midfielder is because I think at this point we are going to be getting a new midfielder. All right, let's finish the midfielder debate, and this time I want to get chat involved too. Bennacer. We have these links coming out from different sources. Like we spoke about this, Antonio, earlier. You said something that is valid, that nobody in Italy amongst the most reliable journalists have said anything yet, but it is there. These rumors are coming out there. Bennacer has a 50 million release clause. There have been these rumors coming out about Liverpool going in strong for Bennacer. 50 million for Liverpool is nothing. They can do it. And remember, guys, I want you to remember what I'm about to say. Once that clause is activated, the club, AC Milan, has no say in the matter. It's all up to the player. It's all up to the player whether he wants to stay with Milan, whether he wants to accept Milan's contract. But once that clause is activated, if the player says yes, Milan can't stop that operation from happening. Now, Bennacer is a fantastic footballer, okay? European level footballer. This guy is in Italian we call him predestinato. He won the African Cup of Nations as best player of the tournament. Came from Empoli, has been kicking ass with Milan for a long time, even though his injuries. But this is a player that is very important to our system, especially because we lost Kessie. Kessie and Bennacer and Tonali, that trio were very important. Are we going to lose 2 parts of that midfield trinity? Are we going to lose 2 parts? What does this mean? So guys in chat, let me know what you think. What would you do with Bennacer? Would you do everything in your power to renew his contract? Would you say, okay, Bennacer, I like the 50 million. Give me that 50 million, and that 50 million plus what I already have, I can get some other players here and there. But if Bakayoko and Bennacer goes, then you have to get 2 midfielders. It's a crazy situation. Antonio, what do you think? And guys, let me know what you think in chat about Benacer.
So after losing Kessier, we honestly should be keeping Bennacer. We can't be losing both this summer. I think that, like you said, these links aren't coming from the biggest or even like reliable journalists like close to Milan. They're sort of fringe links. I don't think Liverpool desperately need a midfielder, so they're not going to be going after Bennacer. I don't think unless they just randomly increase their pursuit. Maybe there is interest. I'm actually surprised that like maybe a Manchester United who's really struggling lost their first game. Their midfield is a big issue. I'm surprised they aren't linked with him as much as Liverpool is right now. But actually, they're going for Rabiot from Juventus, so I think that's going to solve all their problems. But, but anyways, I think Benacer is pretty much going to stay with us. I don't see him wanting to force a move, and I don't really see Milan like trying to sell him right now because we need for the beginning of the season we actually have a pretty difficult first 5 games. I mean, Sassuolo, hopefully we have to see how good they are this season. But we're playing Udinese, Sassuolo, Inter, game 5. We have some early games, and if Tonali doesn't get back to full fitness soon, we need Benacer there to help the other pivot midfielder in terms of like with his experience and for other things. So we have to have that midfield secure, and I don't think getting rid of him right now makes any sense. So hopefully this is all just some rumor and nothing actually will actually go ahead and advance.
Yeah, guys, this is my gut feeling, okay? I think these are not just rumors. This is more than just rumors because 50 million for Benacer is a steal for an English team. That is a steal. Guys, English teams will pay 100 million for players that in Italy we think are worth 15 million. Okay, so for English teams, and all the links are in England. Arsenal, his ex-club, Man City. We knew that Guardiola wanted Benacer a long time ago. Liverpool, maybe Man U also could be coming into the picture as well. Thiago had an injury. So that's what the reports were saying. Because of Thiago's injury, Liverpool is going in for Bennacer. But remember, guys, let's not forget one thing. I repeat this. If that clause is activated, Milan can't just say, no, you can't leave. I'm sorry. We have to sell him. So the thing is, does the player want to stay with Milan? That is the question. Does the player want to renew with Milan for 3.5 million or whatever, and then they want to slap 100 million clause on him? That's what he is worth. 100 million in the English market today. Bennacer in the English market, which is the most inflated football market in the history of football, is worth 100 million. So 50 million for them is a steal. This is my gut feeling. This is very true. This is very true, and I don't see why any team out there would not go for Bennacer, a player that is very good. So this is my gut feeling, guys. But Antonio is right. We have not seen any official reports coming from the media in Italy. These reports have been mostly coming from abroad. So, take it with a pinch of salt. That's nothing to talk about concerning Bennacer. He's not going anywhere this summer at least. Well, but the question is, what if he doesn't want to renew with AC Milan? Should we just then sell him? What the hell? Sassuolo is about to get kicked out of a Mickey Mouse Cup. That is crazy. Bennacer kicking ass with Krunic. Yeah, Kessie out. Tonali now injured. No way Bennacer is leaving. But again, guys, do we have a choice in the matter? That is the question. I don't want Frattesi because him and his agent want Juventus. Would rather Onana, who's better too. Bennacer should stay, but LFC Liverpool could easily pay it. No problem. Absolutely. Champions of Italy going forward with Bakayoko, Krunic, Pobega. Guys, probably not. Let's see what happens. Hear me out. Sell Bennacer right away. If he does renew and play Adli and Pobega with Tonali till we buy 1 or 2 new midfielders for money we get in. For Bakayoko, I would say let him go. Guys, this is a big risk that we're taking. This is a huge risk that we're taking. We're talking about the midfield, the engine of the midfield. We're going into the season starts on Saturday. We can't be experimenting against Sassuolo, Atalanta, Inter.
Roy, at this point, I think we're just getting, after losing Donnarumma and being successful, after losing Kessie, and the Milan fans like, screw it at this point. Just get rid of everyone and just rebuild the team. we'll still win. No, but I agree with you. We can't just be scrapping our like whole backbone. It's just too extreme. I think we need to take some time to look for a good replacement if we were to let him go, and that's why right now there's like no more time. So I think that we need to focus on the season.
Yeah, that's why the title today is Maldini and Massara are under pressure. Because we can't be messing around with the team now that the season starts. If you start losing points in the beginning of the season, and then you have some other teams that are going on strong, then we're playing catch up. Do you want to play catch up? I don't think anybody here wants to be playing catch up with the Serie A. Yeah, if Bennacer doesn't renew, sell him. They paid 55 million for Richarlison. Seko Fofana, Rafael Onyedika, Ziyech, Bowen to AC Milan. Well, let's see if that happens. Juve were linked with Bennacer. True, I think I did read that as well. Yeah. 50 million as a release clause is a joke. I agree with you. It is a joke. It's easy money. Easy money for the big teams. The thing is, our first fixture is round the corner. Too risky. Exactly. You don't see the news Frattesi is a Napolitano. No, Frattesi was first linked with Roma. All right. Frattesi said in the beginning of the market that he wanted to go into a big team. I don't think it matters which big team it is to him. That's the thing about Frattesi. We always take risks, but we need Bennacer. Don't sell at this point. We're about to through another Kessie. About to go through another Kessie. Ndombele is another player that Milan has been linked with. A player that Ndombele, guys. Tottenham paid 60-something million for Ndombele. 60-something million for Ndombele. This player has been on the bench the whole time. They paid 60 million for this guy. Do you understand that the price tags and the money is so inflated in England that 50 million is nothing? It's pennies. It's pennies. For an English team, 50 million is pennies. Anyway, so Roberto, yes, I am Italian, and we speak Italian. By the way, guys, because we have a lot of Italian subscribers, we're thinking of doing also episodes in Italian for the Italian subscribers. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you're Italian in the chat, let me know if you think that we should also do things for Italians, just in Italian. Both have English and Italian. Speaking of Italian, MHM says Bennacer non era il titolare, abbiamo vinto comunque, bisogna venderlo e prendere un centrocampista forte, 40 milioni e 10, uno giovane, compriamo dalla Francia. Vabbè, ma okay, so he's saying that he wants to sell, he thinks that Bennacer was not a starter and we want to sell him right away. But guys, the season starts on Saturday. His season starts on Saturday. You have to get a player, then he has to amalgamate to the team. It takes time. We're playing with fire right now. Milan is playing with fire. Milan is playing with fire. Keep it in English. Dai ragazzi, solo bestemmie. I would be happy that we didn't have to pay for us offload him too. Non c'è bisogno di fare un programma in italiano. Okay, all right, there you go. We'll do a poll and we'll see if Italian spectators want to have something in Italian as well. Anyway, Antonio, any last words on Bennacer?
Well, there's not really much real news, but I will say that I totally agree with you that, I think Bennacer is going to be important this season with us. And next summer, we may see some crazy stuff, depending on who's actually interested. But this summer, I think that everything is kind of just going to roll over and nothing will actually go forward.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna check what you guys voted in the chat to see where the people are, and also if you have not, smash that like button, guys. Do it for AC Milan. Even if you're a Juventino, since we have a few Juventini here. This guy's a Juventino. There's another Juventino that is always here. There's some other fans. Even if you're a Juventino, smash that like button. Ok, MHM says, no, in inglese è meglio così impariamo l'italiano solo per rimorchiare le ragazze. Lo siamo. Okay, so he said, do Do it in English so we learn. Italian is only to hit on chicks, etc. Very funny. Cardinale chilling in Saint-Tropez. He doesn't know what's going on. Cardinale is not part of the club yet. What's up from Turkey? How you doing, sir? Haluk7. How you doing, sir, guys? If you have not, guys, yeah, let's get those likes up. Where are we with the likes, by the way? Let's do a little bit of a like. Where are we with the likes? Let's see. We are 46 likes, guys. Come on, we have 92 viewers. Say again?
We have to do better.
Come on, guys. Smash that like button. Smash it. No parler, Francois, or whatever. Thank you, bro. We love you too, man. We love you too. What's going on with the new stadium? We have to wait. We have to wait a long time before we get into the new stadium. Guys, likes. Let's bring the likes up. I guess we always have to remind our viewers to smash that like button. Actually, we already did. What's up, Rohit? How you doing, sir? We actually did check. Oh, no, Gino Nana did not have any numbers. Right, Antonio?
On that page, I did not find them, but I could probably look for another source.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, Ari is funny. Ari is funny. Ari is a funny guy. I definitely know. Guys, Modena won. Breaking news, Modena won. And Sassuolo is out of the Mickey Mouse Cup. Denmark player is good. Sangare. Is this a new player that was being linked? There was a player in Denmark, or was it the other guy?
Sangare, no. Onyedika is the guy from Midtjylland, and Sangare plays for PSV Eindhoven.
All right, so Rohit is going to share. Guys, if you have not, guys, also follow Rohit's Twitter account. Great Milanista Twitter account. Lots of followers too. Keralista at Keralista on Twitter. So check him out. He's going to share some stats with you. So
yes.
Non credete ai giornalisti italiani, fanno per vendere. Lo so, guarda che lo sappiamo, Sappiamo benissimo come funzionano le cose. Declan Rice, difficult. Very difficult for us to get Declan Rice. These guys that are...
If Grealish is worth 100 million, Declan Rice is like 150 million.
Yeah, we need a Casemiro-style player. That's correct. Roy, clip this. Krunic will score against Udinese. I'm calling it now. If Krunic scores against Udinese, then Skillard needs to apologize to you, Paul. There. Skillard. Okay. What pressure? The pressure of making sure that the team is ready to go and healthy, and before the competition gets serious, which is literally now, because the season starts on Saturday. I believe we play on Saturday. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're going to check the schedule. And Maldini and Massara still need to figure out what to do with the defender, because they have to get a defender. They have to figure out what to do with attacking midfielder. Sorry, with a defensive midfielder. They have to offload Bakayoko. Lazetic on loan. Time is squeezing. And we know that Milan, Maldini, Massara started the season late. They started late because they had to renew the contracts and all that stuff. So the calciomercato started late. Cosa ne pensate di De Ketelaere? What do you think of De Ketelaere? So far, really good. I mean, the guy has 3 goals with an AC Milan shirt right now. I think he's going to be an excellent footballer for AC Milan. 100%. I think this is un pezzo da 90. Abbiamo preso un pezzo da 90 and I'm very happy about it. Still young, so we have to wait for him to assimilate and amalgamate into the team. Do it in French, guys. I don't know how to speak French. Okay, guys. If Krunic scores against Udinese, Skillard needs to buy a Krunic jersey and wear it. But what if Krunic doesn't score against Udinese? What are you going to do, Paul? That is a question. They said Lazetic won't leave the season because of recondition, didn't they? Now, Lazetic, according to reports, was supposed to go to Empoli. He was supposed to go to Empoli, but because of Origi's condition, he did not go to Empoli. But right now, Lazetic is still. There's still teams that are asking for Lazetic. For example, Torino is asking for Lazetic, and there are other teams asking for Lazetic. And guys, I want to show you something very curious. Let's go to the AC Milan website, and I want to show you something very interesting about the AC Milan website. Oh, I didn't put subscribers. Let's put subscribers in only. I want to show you something very interesting about the Milan website. Antonio, do you have those stats?
I do. But
Okay,
first,
you can pull them up if you want.
Okay. Well, actually, Rohit sent me two different ones. One of them is a player comparison between Onana, Tonali, and Bennacer, and another player. And the other one is just kind of an individual stat breakdown for him. We'll start with that one, I guess. Let me just put this up here.
All right, we have some funny Italian chats. Spero che Maldini vende Bakayoko, è un bidone che sta bene nelle immondizie. Tough words. He's saying that he wants Maldini to sell Bakayoko. He's trash and he belongs in a trash can. Well, it looks like Bakayoko is leaving. Honestly, I like Bakayoko, but it is what it is. Ciao RossonARI, perché secondo voi ci danno ancora per sfavoriti? Secondo me con i nuovi acquisti faremo ancora meglio e li ho visti molto motivati nonostante la vittoria scudetto. Yes, so we are not favored to win the scudetto. They're putting us, fifth? Some people are saying we're going to be fifth. Some people are saying we're going to be fourth. The issue with Milan, it's not an issue. It's because Milan has a lot of young players, right? Milan non ha figurine. In Italia, la gente che vede le squadre con le figurine pensano sempre che quella è la squadra che vincerà. Ma noi abbiamo giocatori giovani che ancora devono fare le ossa, perciò la gente non li considera. Ma noi milanisti sappiamo quanto sono forti. We know how strong our youngsters are. We know how our youngsters are champions already. We don't need stickers. We don't need marquee signings. We need functional young players that are going to help us win the trophies. So that is really the main reason why, in my opinion.
Yes. So, okay, I have these stats pulled up, and Rohit, thank you for giving us this. So, this is in percentile, which means how he's compared to the rest of Europe, essentially. And so if you have a higher percentile, obviously you're performing better. So that's just kind of the way you look at it. So it's hard to read because, unfortunately, because of the website, I can't really zoom in much for you guys to see, but I'll read them out to you. Non-penalty goals, 85th percentile, which is pretty good. So per 90, 0.15 non-penalty goals. Pretty good stats. Non-penalty expected goals, 49th percentile, so kind of average. Shots total 1.3 a game, 50th percentile, so average. Assists 66th percentile, 0.1 per game. Expected assists 58th percentile. I think non-penalties goals plus expected expected assists 53rd percentile. Shot creating actions 43rd percentile.
Can you zoom into that?
I can try, but then the ads on the website are gonna start covering the screen. Is this better?
Try and zoom a little bit more.
If I see this ad is gonna block it.
Okay, gotcha.
Let me just reset this a little bit. All right. Passes attempted 63rd percentile. Pass completion percentage kind of low, 38th percentile. Progressive passes 45th percentile. And yes, progressive carries, 33rd percentile. Dribbles completed 82nd percentile, so he's pretty good in terms of his dribbles. Touches, 41st. I think this is progressive passes. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit to read. Yes, progressive passes, 51st percentile. And then in terms of defending, this is where he kind of excels. Pressures, 94th percentile. Tackles, 98th percentile. Interceptions, 97th percentile. Blocks, 93rd percentile. And the clearance is 42nd percentile. Aerial duels 187th percentile. His stats in terms of defending are like pretty much compared like to the best midfielders in Europe. Like he's up there with them in terms of his defensive work. So he seems like a very good option. Um, and I actually have another link. I can try to find a way to zoom this in.
That's good. That's good. I mean, that says a lot about the player. I mean, he's good. He's a worthy player to get for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Last season was same. Everyone said we would be outside top four. This season is same. Let's prove them wrong. I agree 100%. Yeah, let's see what happens with Gino Nana. I mean, I think it's one of the most viable solutions because of his price tag, because of his situations. So, yeah. And as a matter of fact, says Maldini, ho capito che l'oro si trova in Francia, Ali Kalulu Balot, the GOAT Touré. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting players in France that are not, their price is not inflated. So you can definitely go in France and get these players that are young, and you can develop them in your squad, for sure, 100%. Ti dico una cosa che a me non mi interessa chi viene acquistato, mi fido di Maldini, Massara, Moncada. Yes. Everything Maldini, Moncada and Massara do is 100% gold. Siamo tutti d'accordo con te, Mauro. 100%. Krunic has a bite of Beckham and Xavi in his feet. All right. Is there anything else about Gino Nana?
Yes, this is a comparison page. So we have to basically, let's go to comparing. Let's focus on defensive specifically because that's what his role should be, and maybe his passing stats compared to Tonali and Bennacer. Passing, let's maybe go to, I think, per 90. There's a lot of different numbers here. So it looks like, let me try to, yes. This is his total statistic here. And it looks like his pass completion percentage is 81%, which is more than Tonali's, but Bennacer's is a little bit higher. So he looks pretty competent in terms of his distribution. His short passing is even higher, a little bit higher than Tonali's marginally. Long range, he actually is better than both of them in terms of his in terms of what he completes. And then medium range.
I think you can zoom into this one, right? I think this one is no problem.
Is this a little bit? You want me to zoom in more? Is this good?
Yeah. Zoom in. More. Now we got it. All right.
That better?
Yeah.
So, okay. Total, like I said, his percentages, which I'm looking here, are just a little bit less than Bennacer, a little bit more than Tonali. So he is like just with them in terms of like his percentages. Very good short passing percentage, medium passing percentage, a little bit worse than both of them, but he has better percentages in terms of completing a long distance passing. And then yes. And then this is progressive passing. So it looks like it's the total distance basically that he will pass away from, their goal. And I think that this is, so he's less than Bennacer and Tonali. But I want to go a little bit down to actually over here, this last column, progressive passes in general. So here 84, and compared to Sandro Tonali and Bennacer, 320 and 542. So he does have less in that sense, but let me just make sure. Yes. I want to go down to check his defensive stats as well, because I think that's the most interesting for what this player can provide. So defensive actions, this would be in terms of tackles. He definitely has. I'm sorry, it's kind of like so many different numbers here. I'm trying to get a good grip of.
Yeah, you can just look at all the numbers together, and you can see pretty much right here. Bennacer is kind of winning this battle between all three of them. Yeah. Tackle win 109. That's pretty good, but you can kind of just see the overall numbers of all the players. And I mean, he'd be a good fit. The price tag fits. The price tag fits, and the situation fits. But yeah, no, I mean it's a good option. It's definitely a good option.
Okay, so if you press toggle per 90, actually, it gives you their stats per the amount of minutes they played, like in terms of like 90 out of 90 minutes instead of like the total for Bennacer. Let me try that up here actually again, just so we can see. It's more of an accurate picture.
It's all right. It's okay. We get the idea. It's okay. We get the idea. Let's move on because we got to move on. We can't spend the whole thing on Onana. France is a good market, 100%. Rohit says Ginonan is still raw, but since Bordeaux got relegated, he may come cheap. He's a good replacement for Kessie. Let's see what happens for sure. Indica rumors died. I don't think they're dead, but Indica is still a player that Milan is interested in. Let's see if that can happen. Let's definitely see if that can happen. Milan needs right wing. Messias was good during the preseason, but he's more bench player. Well, hold on, guys. Let's see, because Messias has been doing good in the preseason. What's going on with the Ziyech operation? All right, let's talk about Ziyech a little bit. But before we go to Ziyech, let's just go on this thing that I saw on the AC Milan website, and we'll go for that. Mauro says, vi faccio i complimenti delle vostre live, mi fate compagnia quando arrivo a casa dal lavoro, grazie. Grazie Mauro, veramente, grazie. Ok, so, grazie di cuore, lo facciamo per tutti voi ragazzi, italiani, per tutto il mondo. Kessie who, the player that used to play with us, that now plays with Barcelona. Sky Germany said that Milan are pushing for Indica today. There you go, Rohit, with the breaking news. The Athletic said Chelsea won't sell Ziyech for 10 million. Also, another thing about Ziyech is that Milan, either they're going to get a dry loan, and Chelsea will not do that, or they can get a loan with option to buy. And again, Chelsea's not really willing to do that. But 10 million could be a good price. Then if 10 million, if they do come to an agreement with 10 million, then it comes down to wages. Is Ziyech willing to go down on his wages because he's making 5.2? Ricky M says Ziyech is a must. Messias is on fire. Kessie is still not a Barca player, actually. That is true. I think Barcelona has not registered any of their players yet. So it is what it is. Ziyech trash. I'm Lord Krunic says Ziyech trash. Ziyech non ha giocato un minuto nella prima di campionato. Lo devono vendere per forza. Il Milan ha il coltello nella parte della manica. But, guys, let's also watch out for Manchester United, because Manchester United is also interested in Ziyech, and when it comes to wages, Manchester United will beat Milan. Manchester United won't have any issues given Ziyech the wages they have, that he asked for. So watch out for Manchester United. Ten Hag used to... Ziyech used to be a Ten Hag player when Ziyech was at Ajax. Watch out for those Manchester United links. Luigi Timpano, Milanista Doc. We got to consider that this year Messias did the preseason with Milan, while last year when he arrived he was in bad shape. True.
Also, so the contract as well.
What do you mean?
Now he has a full contract. Well, on the other hand, last season he was still sort of on loan. Now he has been, sort of proved himself with more confidence. I think he'll be better.
Yes, a good point. And same with Florenzi. These players that now know that they don't have that pressure, they don't have that thing behind their head. Now they can perform with much more, serenity. And we've seen that Messias has been great. Okay, guys, I know there are a million right wingers that are better than Messias, etc., etc. But Messias is a valid player. Listen, before going into this next segment, I want to show you guys this. I've showed this to some of you another time, but it's very interesting. So let's look at these players that Milan have put up in their website. Ciprian Tatarusanu, still no picture, even though Ciprian Tatarusanu has been with the squad from the beginning of the trainings. Balotelli, no picture yet. Balotelli came with everybody else in the beginning of the training. What does this mean? All these players, they have their picture. Bakayoko, another player that we've been saying this guy might be leaving, etc., etc. And look, they fixed Brahim Diaz. He was 13. Yesterday, they had the number 13, so they are updating the website. Bakayoko has been with this team since the beginning of training. Why didn't they put his picture up there yet? De Keller just came to Milan, so of course his picture's not there yet. Zlatan, he's going to be joining the squad mid-August, so we're probably going to see his picture put up there mid-August. And Marko Lazetic has been with the squad since the beginning, no picture yet. All the players that are linked to being moved out of the club don't have pictures yet. Is this trivial? What does this mean? Is this even something worth noticing? I don't know, but it is a strange coincidence. Balotelli, Timo Bakayoko, Marko Lazetic, those players there. Interesting, very interesting. We'll see what that means. We'll see what that means, if it does mean anything. If Ziyech in, I'm already a Roma fan this year. Damn, Amlor Crunch hates Ziyech, huh? Gazista said, we're interested in Rennes player called Sante Maria, 27-year-old. Are you familiar with him?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not. I haven't seen him play much, but interesting. I'll look him up.
Yeah, look him up. See, check out what his stats look like, if he's good or not. Thank you, Raul, for the love. Thank you, Raul, for the love. Really appreciate it. I nostri portieri mi fanno paura a parte Magnan. Sì, lo so. Roy loves those conspiracy theories. Well, guys, it is things to consider. You have to consider these things. Listen, by the way, guys, if you have not, what are you waiting for? Smash that like button. Smash it. Think of the like button as if it's Inter or Juve and smash. Smash that like button. Antonio, what should be the goal? We should start earlier with the goals. We did a mistake today.
Well, we should have had a 100 like goal again, but we'll see.
We should have had 100 likes by now. So let's smash that like button. Let's get to 100. Let's keep it going until we get to 100. How about that? We got to get to 100. Where are we at? And guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to RossonARI TV, We do Milan news segments on the daily. We do long-form debate streams. We do post-match. We do watch-alongs. We do reviews. We do short videos too. So we're going to try and have as much content, Milan content, for you on the daily. And some of us are even considering, should we do English and Italian? Or should we just keep it in English? It's something to consider. We'll see. If you analyze the preseason games, you will see that most of the attack still goes through Leao, not Messias. Messias does not create anything, though he's a good scorer. Well, yes, the creativity of a team definitely comes from the left side. No doubt about that. You have Theo Hernandez that pushes a lot. You have Leao that pushes a lot. Therefore, the attacking midfielders are always going to go to that side for the goals, etc., etc. It's pretty normal. Milan go Ali for 8 million. Inter paid Sanchez 8 million to cancel his contract. Wow. Inter is such a mess. Inter is a mess, guys. What's up, Rohit? Sagar says, ci sono degli interisti che non mettono like. Ci spiano. These damn interisti. If you're an interista, get it. No, you don't need to get out of here, but like. Guys, we need a CB more than a DM. English, Roy, if you get a question in Italian, just respond in Italian. Ok. Ragazzi, una mia curiosità, ma quanto piace agli anglofoni? Anglofoni, cosa significa anglofoni? What does anglofoni mean, Antonio?
Does that mean anglophone, like English? Like, is that what he means?
Okay, I think he's saying perché si chiama nasty, and nasty means, nasty.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, got you. Piace tanto il nasty agli anglofoni, sicuro. Our aerial defense is not good. Actually, that is something to consider, because we got scored on this weekend by 2 headers, right? Tomori lost a aerial duel against a Serie C player. And then in the second half of the Pergolettese game, One of our defenders from the Primavera, I think it was a Primavera defender, lost an aerial duel as well that led to a goal. No, abbiamo capito. Nasty. Nasty is going to be the center for a lot of the good memes if he becomes a big player. Tomori conceded the goal versus Vicenza. Yeah, for sure. And that's why a player like Indica, 6.4 would be exceptional. Let's hope we do get Indica. Guys. Let's hope so.
Hey, Roy, look at Susanto, FNU Susanto. Little question here, but
do you agree that Bremer is no good? No, I disagree with that, my friend. I veramente disagree with that.
I forgot that, or I forgot to watch the Juventus friendly highlights yesterday. I had to watch that again. Man, 4-0. I saw the stat that said, like, in the past few years, I think Spanish teams are 14-2 against Italian teams. Like, they won 4. Like, and this summer, Inter lost to Villarreal. Like, Fiorentina lost to Betis. Like, so many Italian teams are losing to Spanish teams. Actually, we played Valencia last year. We drew them, and then we lost in penalties. But we were by far the better team that game. It's just that we were kind of I think we had Tato Rosano in penalties, and so it wasn't the best at saving those. But yeah, overall, La Liga is just doing very well against Italy. So
yeah, Juventus has had such a poor preseason. Oh my God, and I don't know what that will mean for the season, but Juventus has been getting their ass kicked left and right in the preseason. I mean, imagine this. Allegri bought Carlo Moretti, Milanista Doc. Imagine this. Atletico Madrid went to Juventus' training ground, where Juventus plays every single day, their own training ground. And they smashed them 4-0 in their own training ground. These guys, aside from Morata scored 3 goals, of course, because he knows that training ground very well. These guys went to the training ground, played on that ground for the first time ever, inside Juventus' nest, and destroyed them 4-0.
And Allegri was then saying that Atletico are one of the best teams in the world, and like he was hyping them up, and like I feel like it was nothing. I was dying when I read that because we played them twice this year, and they looked like they're going to defend and counter you, but we lost because the referee made some sus decisions, and we beat them the second time, and they did not look to be anything like crazy, and the fact that, like you said, getting 4-0 at your own training ground. Allegri, I guess, is going to say anything to cover himself now. Overall, though, it's just kind of like jokes. I think Juventus will be competitive for sure, but can't really count them out. But yeah, like this is just a meme at this point.
It's crazy. And even the Inter struggling. 4-2, tie after tie. Mamma mia, ragazzi. Inter and Juventus struggling. Roma looking really good against Shakhtar. Guys, we got a super chat. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I'm going to give you, in return of that super chat, a little bit of Pippo Inzaghi. How about that? All right, and the question is, what Milan legend would you want in the team today? Ooh, good question. Guys in chat, let me know what you think as well. Which Milan legend would you want in the team today? Do we get to only choose one? Okay, let's say we only choose one. Mamma mia, this is a difficult one. I'm going to say... I think I'm going to say Paolo Maldini. Okay, let's see what you guys say. Massara, wow. What do you think, Antonio?
Oh, Cafu is a good shout at right back. But honestly, I'll take Van Basten.
Yeah, that's a good one.
To score me all those goals.
That's a good one. I
like Giroud, but Van Basten would easily, with our defense as it is right now, like where it's already good, and if we have Van Basten just to secure our attack, like I think we're good.
Oh, these are all good choices. Kaká, Gattuso, Ruud Gullit, Gattuso for the fights. I was a massive people hater when he was in Juventus, but then he came to Milan and kicked ass. I'd go for Cafu, Kaká, Biglia, Borini. Borini, of course, I'm Lord Courage. Pirlo, good call. Mamma mia, Pirlo. Que jugador, Pirlo. Constant or Tayo. Yes. Buzz Football, who sent a super chat, thank you for that super chat, said Cafu. He'd go for Cafu. That's a super right back. Baresi, great shout out. Baresi, Bonaventura, Gattuso, man, the warrior. By the way, Ibrahimovic said that if there's one person he'd go to war with, it'd be Gattuso. Cassano said that the person that he would want in any team that he would create, whatever, it'd be Gattuso. Gattuso gets a lot of respect amongst the players, especially the people that have played with Gattuso. A real leader, Gattuso. I'll give one of my kidney to see Prime Kaká play for us again. By the way, man, we have to do this. I was watching the Matrix Comps video of the 2007 Champions League victory. He documented the whole thing. Man, Kaká looked so good. Oh, mamma mia, ragazzi, Kaká.
I also saw that. Yeah, that was crazy. So actually, the group stage for us in that competition was interesting because we played a lot of the teams that we played in the Europa League 2 seasons ago, like Celtic, Lille, and I think there was like an Athens or something. I forget the other team, but yeah, interesting stuff. Good times.
Dude, we had a lot of banter players. Luis Adriano Cerci. Centrocampista.
Hakim Mastor.
This is when I lost all faith in Allegri. The moment he put Pirlo on the bench to put Emanuelson as the Mezzala.
Oh, that whole Pirlo situation was just a mess.
That's when, for me, I was done with Allegri. That was the end. That was beginning of the end for me with Allegri. Donadoni, good shout out. Donadoni alla destra. Van Basten. I think I might. I'm going to stick with Paolo Maldini. In this team, Gullit would fit Pioli's explosiveness as a number 10, 100%, and intelligence required from midfielder. Imagine a player of Gullit qualities in our team now. Yeah, 100%. Guys, check this out. Milan asked Ziyech on loan. Talks will resume at the end of the... What? At the end of the window? What do you mean, at the end of the window? So
maybe when it's coming to an end, is that what he means? Like towards the last day of the next
okay, yeah, that's what he means. Okay, yeah, the Ziyech operation could be still alive, guys. Don't count it out for sure. What's up, Saif? How you doing, my friend? What's up, guys? How many? By the way, I'm looking at the polls. We have 139 people that voted. Rumors regarding Bennacer keep popping up. What should the management do? 139 of you voted, but only 68 liked the page. Mamma mia, ragazzi. Mamma mia. Come on, guys. Let's bring those likes up. We need to get 32 likes. 32 likes to bring it to 100. Let's do it. Ciao Carlo, destro.
Hey Roy, some news on Ziyech, like Rohit was echoing. Let me just talk to you about the source.
Can you share it? Do you want to share it?
Oh yeah, it's on Twitter. I can pull it up.
Yeah, let's pull it up and let's look at it. No love for Billy Costa Curta, ragazzi. Billy Costa Curta was for sure, Seedorf. Mamma mia, Seedorf was an incredible footballer. I want to do, guys, by the way, if we get 3 new members, we're going to add another emoji. I was thinking of having Seedorf as the next emoji. So Seedorf will be the next emoji. All right, guys, we have some news about Ziyech. Let's check it out. Antonio, take it away.
Okay, so this is what Rohit was talking about. Ziyech is still keen on a move away from Chelsea. Milan have held talks over taking Ziyech on loan, and it is likely that the Moroccan's future will not be decided until the final weeks of the transfer window. This is obviously this Milan account's great for Milan news, but this is the source, Matt Law from the Daily Telegraph of in England.
Wow, he's got a
So
lot of followers, huh? 500,000.
yeah, so he's very reliable. Um, and with him, so with Ziyech, I think what is happening is Chelsea are really looking to offload him this summer, but there's not really many clubs that he likes as well, and that are interested in him, and so his price is going down, to buy him. But Milan obviously is not going to be putting much money out of the little transfer budget that we have left on Ziyech because we don't need Ziyech in terms of like position like depth, but he would be a plus. So I think we're waiting to the end to sort of secure the other deals first, and we're seeing if bringing him in could be like realistic with the money that we have. And if not, I think we can still agree to a loan deal maybe for next year. So it is still alive. And we have been saying this, it's going to be a last minute thing for Ziyech if it does happen. So if we're interested, we have a very good chance of getting him. I don't know if we're that interested right now, though. That's the question.
Yeah, I want to share this article too that spoke about the loan deals, which are interesting. So here it says,
Look at Saif, by the way.
one second, let me just go into this. Uh, the first condition, so for Milan, so here it goes. Milan therefore still have a chance to be able to sign the Moroccan and perhaps with more economically advantageous conditions too, because the Blues would be willing to sell him for 10 million. Paolo Maldini could give it some thought, provided, however, that two conditions are met. And these are the two conditions. The first condition is that Chelsea would have open to a sell via dry loan, key word, or on a loan with option to buy. Because Milan must channel the remaining economic resources for this summer on a defender and a midfielder. The second condition is that a player must leave in attack. Brahim Diaz could return to Real Madrid a year early, or Alexis Salamakers could be sold, but both solutions seem unlikely. So there's still a lot of obstacles to be passed there. Still a lot of obstacles to be passed. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying about Safe?
The United banter is going crazy. Like, because United were interested in Ziyech, it looks like, but I think Ziyech doesn't want to join United, and Saif is saying he rejected United, so he does have ambition.
Hold on, is that true that he rejected United?
I don't know. All I
don't
know is
think
that
so.
United are sort of interested in him, but I don't think it's going to go forward from what I can see.
In my humble gut feeling opinion, Ziyech would be very happy to join United because United would give him the wages that he wants. If he comes to Milan, he has to bring down his wages. So I see Ziyech more joining United more than Milan. Unfortunately. We got Nathan in the house. What's up, Nathan? Billy Fuori classe, yeah. All right, guys, how many likes do we have? We got to get to 100 before we close today. I mean, come on. But do you agree with me with that, Antonio? And what do you guys think in chat, too? Like, Ziyech is not like a Milanista. He's not like a guy that wants to revive his career at Milan, blah, blah, blah. Ziyech wants to make the money he's making. I mean, that's...
Well, I think Ziyech just wants to play football consistently. Like, I think that, I know he had a good career so far, but he's still at an age where I think he can do, make some contributions. And with Chelsea, he's not really getting consistent game time. They play a very interesting, 3-4, 2-1 formation, basically, where he relies on, Tuchel relies on, two attacking midfielders. And Ziyech is more, comfortable as playing as a pure right winger or, even a right midfielder that goes up. And I think that he just wants to play consistent football. And so I feel like he would be able to contribute with Milan. It's not like he's kind of like a washed player.
Okay. But this is assuming that he's willing to bring down his wages. So you're saying he's prioritizing consistent football, reviving his career, and sacrificing wages. That's what you're saying, right? So you think he would sacrifice his wages?
Yeah, but I think Chelsea. The most important thing is this: Chelsea are looking to offload him. Offloading him means that he's gonna. Chelsea want to get rid of him. No other club is gonna go and give him higher wages than what he has right now.
Okay, but Chelsea wanting to offload him does not mean that he's going to be offloaded because he has a contract with them.
Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying, but I think he wants, from what I've been reading, he also wants to leave. So it looks like he's also interested in leaving and playing football. So he's going to have to accept lower wages.
Well, okay, so this is something that we'll have to find out. I think that Ziyech is happy to make the money he's making. I don't see him being someone that is attached to the shirt of any club, at least from the behavior patterns that I've seen from him throughout his career. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's see what happens. Nathan says, breaking news, Arsenal hold talks with Mikan? Who's Mikan? Over Tonali. Well, Tonali isn't going anywhere. He's definitely not going to Arsenal. If he joins United, he doesn't play UCL. Ti dimentichi di una cosa, Manchester United non gioca la Champions. True. All these are very good points. Let's see what happens. So, Arsenal and Sandro Tonali, that is never going to happen. I mean, they can try and get Tonali. But Tonali is never going to leave AC Milan for Arsenal. It's literally impossible for that to happen. Perché Ziyech ha mandato via il suo agente che lo seguiva da 12 anni per un'agenzia consigliata da Lukaku per venire a Milano? This is true. Remember how Ziyech fired his agent in order to push for a move? It could be for Milan, but it could be for other teams as well. Hey, listen, if Ziyech joins Milan, I'm not complaining. I'm the last one to complain, guys. I'm definitely the last one to complain. If I see any indications... Wait, actually, there was a report that came out a few weeks ago that said something about... What did they say? That he is willing to bring down his wages. He is willing to bring down his wages. Ziyech is still keen on a move away from Chelsea. Milan have held talks over taking him on loan, and it is likely that his future will not be decided until the final week of the transfer window. After Locatelli rejected Arsenal, they went another rejection. Yeah, I don't know. Top of your head, what do you make out of these? Links between Tonali and Arsenal?
Well, I'm actually trying to find them right now, so I'll get back to you. But I think, I mean, we're not going to give Tonali away right now. They're gonna have to offer us a lot of money. Like if Bennacer is like 50 million. Tonali is going to be, I think, more than that. So I don't think realistically that's going to happen. But let me just check to see like what these sources are saying.
Just my take. Chelsea are selling Werner and so Lukaku, so maybe they may want to buy someone before selling. Yeah, that's also a good point. Oh, check out this one, Farad Bazoudi, and we've been speaking about this. As an Algerian, this week all our local media talk about Bennacer joining Liverpool, but there's no authentic source for this. Even some EU media who reports the same thing refers to Algerian media. That is right. No sources are coming from Italy yet regarding the Bennacer links, but they are in the ether. Let's see if we'll find out if they're true or not. Looking at Rennes, yeah. Come on, guys, let's get to 100 likes. Let's do it. Team effort. Only as a team you can win the Champions League. Only as a team we can get to 100 likes. Let's do it.
Hey, guys. Kangoo is here. Get ready.
Trouble, guys. Hide your family. Hide your wallets. Kangoo is here.
United fan in the chat. Hey, guys. So Rohit says Thiago is injured for a while, so that's why Liverpool are looking at Bennacer. Interesting. So, a little bit of banter here. I don't really see many links with Tonali.
Hey, listen. Let's talk a little bit about this because you follow the other leagues. I don't. I don't give a
Yes.
crap about the other leagues.
I
I
watched
do.
all the league games so far,
I do.
or
I
highlights
have.
especially.
I have watched the highlights, especially. I wanted to see Haaland. So, what do you make out of all the leagues? By the way, guys, has the Spanish league started yet? No, right?
Nope, they
When do they
start
start?
this week with
All right,
Serie A.
guys. All the lesser leagues have started. The Liga, the EPL, the Bundesliga. The main event is starting this weekend, the Serie A and the La Liga. So tell us about all the lesser leagues that have started this week. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so there were a lot of different games. Obviously, I've also been watching Coppa Italia, of course. So, but let's start with the Premier League. I mean, I can go through the results. I mean, some surprising ones were well, Liverpool drew Fulham, the newly promoted team Fulham, 2-2. They were away, I believe. Oh wait, no, actually, was it away? Let me just get this confirmation. But they played, and Mitrovic for Fulham scored 2 goals against Liverpool. Nunes did score. Sorry, it was yeah, Liverpool were playing away. Um, Fulham scored 2 goals, and Salah and Nunes scored for Liverpool. They drew. United obviously yesterday lost to Brighton 2-1, and people were
Sorry,
surprised.
sorry. Do you have like a? Are you looking at something on? Why don't you share it if you're looking
No,
at
I'm just
something?
like I'm actually recalling them off the top of my head, but I can like just show you like Premier League results. But United basically lost to Brighton 2-1. People were really surprised because of their midfield. They played McTominay and Fred, which is what we saw like for most of last season too. And because they haven't brought De Jong in from Barcelona, like they still don't have sort of a good pivot midfielder. So that's why they're probably looking for one right now. I don't know why they're linked with Rabiot because Rabiot is like he. I mean, maybe unless he's like the next Kulusevski who goes to the Premier League and like starts scoring like a bunch of goals and getting assists, then I don't think you're going to have much success with Rabiot. So they actually have placed a bid for him, um, and we'll see if that happens. But that was surprising. Brighton looked pretty good. So I think United are going to have. I mean, this is a really rough start for them, and they're really shaky.
I saw those highlights. Man, United is a mess. What a mess that team is in, man. What a mess! And they scored. I think Brighton scored in like in the space of 2 minutes, 2 goals, and then even the goal that United scored was like a fluke goal. United is a mess, guys. I'm not jealous of United right now, that's for sure. Anton Petrowski says, well, German league is Bayern, the Bayern league, as always. French league is the PSG league. And for the Prem, I think Tottenham would be a huge contender for the title. Do you agree with that?
So they had a really good first game. They beat Southampton 4-1. Kulusevski looks really good. They have a lot of attacking quality. They still need, I think, a little bit of a better midfield, but we'll see how Basuma and other players play. But Tottenham do have a good squad. Maybe their depth isn't as good, but Conte is a great coach, especially for winning the league. So if Liverpool slip up a little bit and City take a little bit of time with Haaland, even though he just scored 2 goals, then I think Tottenham will be there. They should probably finish third this season, if I had to predict. So it's interesting. But actually, here, let me pull up just some of these results that I was talking about.
We have another Man U fan here, by the way. Guys, I'm sorry, guys. It's really bad. Manchester United, historical giant of football, still is. You guys are going through a crazy banter era, kind of like how we went through it. So you guys are going through what we went through the last 10 years or so. But
Yeah,
our success came from bringing in a man like Maldini, someone that understood the DNA of the club, and then and spread that DNA all over the system, etc. That's what Manchester United probably needs. Someone like that, someone with a big personality that people can respect, and someone that can make the right decisions for the club. Obviously, the club is a mess. It's a mess.
yep. Arsenal looked pretty good. They won the first game of the season against Crystal Palace. Even though the second half, Crystal Palace was playing pretty well, I thought, but and they should have scored at least one, but Arsenal were able to kind of pull through that game. Chelsea look a little bit shakier this season, but they were able to beat Everton 1-0. Koulibaly played, he had a good game. Newcastle is looking like a real team now. Like they're starting to click a little bit. They have a couple new signings. I think Botman was subbed into that game. I don't think he started. I can actually check, but Leeds United beat Wolves. A lot of Leeds fans are excited as well.
Sorry, I have to respond to the chat, which is challenging my idea right now. Guys, money doesn't mean anything. Because we saw it. We had a lot of money under the Yongong Lee era. We had a lot of money. We spent a lot of. We were one of the clubs that spent, because of that era. We are now in the top 10 clubs that spend the most money in the last 20 years or something like that because of that era. Money does not win you anything. What wins you trophies, what wins you football accomplishment is the people. The people that work in your club that make the decisions for you. Okay, we saw it that we don't need money to win the Serie A. We don't need money. All we need is competent people who make the right decisions, who understand the game, and are given the ability to work freely, like Maldini has been doing. But if we had the money that Manchester United had under Fassone and Mirabelli, it'd be the exactly same thing. We would have bought Maguire for 80 million if Fassone and Mirabelli had that money. We would have bought Sancho for 120 million if Fassone and Mirabelli had that money. You know, money, okay, will solve you a few problems, but more important than money is the people. The people. You cannot put money before the person, before the soul, before the human being. It is the people that work for you and the way and the decisions they make that make the difference, not the money. We are proving this right now. We're proving this right now. Sorry, Daniel.
No, I just wanted to say about this point. Yeah, you are correct. The thing is, though, I mean, we have to define what a banter era is, because if it's United coming in like missing the top four, then yes, I think that was the thing with Milan. We'd always be like sort of 6th place, 5th place, 7th place. So that, yes, I can see that happening. But money in the Premier League it's like just a whole different like thing. Because especially with Milan, with FFP, we really suffered because of that. But I don't think Man United are ever going to have those sort of problems, especially with the amount of revenue they have and being in England, you know. So I think it's different for them. And yes, I think right now the problem is with their management, and also that then correlates to the players that they have. A lot of players that do not fit what they want to do, a lot of players that aren't good enough, that can't really play in those roles. So it's a mess.
Yeah. And no, Roy's solutions at Man U need to be poor to win. No. Man U's solution is to get the right people to make the right decisions and put forth a good footballing institution with good ideas, a good project.
Roy, I think the parallels or the two different arguments here are like sort of, this is kind of related to Milan. Like Skillard is someone who's very pessimistic about Redbird and things like that in our project, and you know would have preferred InvestCorp. While I think you and I are more optimistic. So
no, but sorry, I have a question, and not just for Skillard, everybody in chat, because my answer to this question is very easy. It's very simple. Would you rather have 200 million in the bank to use in the mercato, or 50 but with Maldini? 200 million with Fassone and Mirabelli, or 50 million with Maldini? Please, guys, I want to know what your answer is. What would you rather have? Would you rather have 50 million in Maldini or 250 million with... And you can't have 250 with Maldini. That is not what we're talking about. We are talking about, would you rather have 200 million with Fassone and Mirabelli or 50 million with Maldini? and you can't put Maldini in the 250 million, because if you do that, then you're dodging. You're dodging the reality of the matter.
50 with Maldini, because we already saw what happened with Fassone and Mirabelli. So
it's a very simple question to answer. Really, okay, money helps, of course, but the people is much more important than the money. By the way, we have a French speaker here. Let me try. Salut, je vois bien et j'espère que tu vas bien. So, hello. I hope everything is doing. I hope you're doing well, right? Is that what he's saying? Merci. Pourquoi parles-tu d'argent? What does that mean? What do you think that means? Per qua means why.
What is money? Is he talking about? Why are you talking about money? Is
Ah,
that
yeah,
the
yeah. Why are
question?
you talking about money? Why are you talking about money? Hmm. Why are you
Money is
talking about
football. Also,
200 million by Maldini, 50 with Maldini. I hope Man United fans to start following a big club like AC Milan. Saying, yeah, and by the way, Manchester United has said that they want to look at the Milan model. By the way, guys, I'm sorry. Another thing that I want to say is that the project Milan is building is incomparable to all the other projects that I'm seeing around. And let's just stick it to Italy for now. Like, just compare the project that Milan is building compared to the Juventus of the Inter project. There's no comparison, guys. Like, Milan in the next upcoming years is going to become a powerhouse. Of course, we're going to find out with Redbird whether or not they can keep Leao, etc. That's something we still need to find out. So we're not sure 100% yet. But let's say they can keep Leao, etc. This club that Milan is building, this project, is going to be a powerhouse. Juventus, it's a mess. It's a project that makes no sense. Inter got really unlucky because of COVID. Because Inter, guys, was building a team that was insanely good, man. Remember the Conte, Lukaku, Hakimi? Imagine if they continued with that project and they would
well,
have
for
kept it.
them in Italy, well, for them, the thing with Italy is just like with us, you cannot realistically put together that team with all those expenses without suffering financially long term, in my opinion. Unless you're like a Juventus who
But
can like
hold on,
pull a
hold on.
bunch of.
Sorry, I'm trying to interrupt you, but we have to remember that Inter, what really punished Inter was one, COVID, and also the sanctions and the different laws that came in as far as China goes into exporting money out of the country. That is what messed up Inter. Because if COVID never happened, Inter right now would have continued with Conte, would have kept on adding quality to that team, and right now Inter would be playing for the Champions League.
I would disagree because I think in the long term, I just would predict that it's unsustainable in Italy. Eventually, they would have had to atone for, or they would be in debt.
No,
And like I
I
think
don't think so. I think they would have been
the
able
revenue
to.
just isn't there in Italy. But
I think they would have been able to recoup and fix those balances. Also because they would have been able to inject money, and the COVID destroyed the financial situation
yeah,
with. I mean, Juventus had to sell Ronaldo because of COVID. You know, COVID was good for us because we are a team that doesn't spend much. Therefore, it didn't really punish us that much. But for the teams that spend a lot in Italy, COVID was a disaster. It was a disaster.
yeah. Oh no, United Fire is insulting.
What did he say?
That's an insult right there.
What did he say? United are bigger than Milan, bro.
That's not true.
How is that even
They have
possible? Like,
3 UCLs. We have 7. See, the thing is, you can either go historically or you can even go modern. Right now, we're a better club, and we've actually been successful this season. They haven't won a trophy in a little while, I think. So right now, I think you can't really make this argument. But and I respect Kangoo and the respectful United fans.
oh, whatever, man. Look, it's fine. If they think they're a bigger club than Manchester United, fine, whatever. I don't care. I mean, what I remember is Milan destroyed Manchester United in that semi-final 2007, and that felt really good. That's what I remember. And it's whatever. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for Manu. I hope they figure out their stuff early. I don't really care about the banter between the clubs, to be honest with you. Luigi Timpano says COVID destroyed Inter and Juve finances because their projects were solid and promising. That is true, guys. COVID destroyed the whole freaking planet for most people. For most people, I disagree. Conte would have left 3 years after an argument with Zhang about a signing he wants. That is possible. Milan will be the Bayern from Italy in a financial point of view. All other Italians' top teams spend more than they earn. It is true, guys. The future for AC Milan is looking very good. We might see a domination of Milan in the Serie A coming up in the next few years, because Inter, their situation is a mess. They're a mess. Inter is a mess. Juventus' situation is that Juventus cannot build a project because Juventus always has to win today. And because they have to win today, they're always going to keep on making mistakes. We took a step back, we waited, and we're building. And the best thing is, while we were building, we won a Serie A title. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Let's see what this guy says. United Fire, who guys thinks this, he thinks that Milan is a smaller club than Manchester United. By the way, I want to remind you also that in '69, when Milan won the Champions League against Ajax 4-1, Milan beat Manchester United in the semi-finals as well. So there you go. There's a history of Milan beating Manchester United in the semi-finals, then winning the Champions League.
See,
guys, I'm a history book. I'm a history book when it comes to Milan, guys.
So, see, okay, look at this. Serie A is a farmers' league. How is that true when literally we've had 3 different champions the past few years? It doesn't make sense, honestly. I mean, I hate when people say these things, but anyways, it's your opinion. Also, this point here from, I think that I read, Kengu believes that because of the fan bases, that makes you a big club. The thing is, it's easier for people to change the definition of a big club depending on their current situation. It depends on. I guess you can decide to believe your own things. I look at it as UCLs from a Milan, especially because I'm a Milan fan. The UCL is the biggest trophy that you can win in terms of a club level. So that's kind of my balance. And also, factoring in, I understand if you go only off of history, it can be a little bit unrealistic sometimes based on the current situation, like Nottingham Forest, for example, who won 2 UCLs. But Milan right now is not a team like Nottingham Forest who just got promoted to the Serie A. Milan has been the Serie A with, we just won the Scudetto, and we're looking very good right now. So I think that Milan is a very big club right now.
Yeah, absolutely. No, look, the Farmers League. Let me say my take on the Farmers League. Yeah, whatever, call us whatever, who cares? The fact is that today, the Serie A is the most entertaining league there is because it is the most competitive league. This is a fact. Because in England, the competition is dominated by 1 or 2 teams. 2 teams, that's it. Maybe a third team, but that's it. In Italy, instead, the competition is today, nobody can tell you who is going to win the Serie A. But in England, you can say, yeah, it's going to be either Man City or Liverpool. In Bundesliga, you're going to say it's going to be Bayern. In PSG, you're going to say it's whatever. In Spain, Spain is already a little bit better. You can say Real Madrid, Barcelona, maybe Atletico. But in England, the English league right now is not as competitive as you make it out to be. There's a lot of disparity, even in the top 6 from the bottom down. But whatever. Call us the Farmers League. I don't give a shit.
How is Serie A? This guy doesn't watch the Serie A because I was literally watching Coppa Italia games this weekend with Serie A B teams that were playing as good as they were playing attacking football and things like that. So I think this is just from people who don't watch the league. Also, this comment, this is literally because of the modern era and your success during the 2010s maybe. So sure, that's why younger fans are going to know United more, but that doesn't make you a bigger club in my book.
Yeah, guys, come on, these are childish arguments. Whatever.
See, the thing is, Roy, we have as Milan fans. Other fans like to hype up their team and with all this marketing and stuff. But Milan, we're very simple. Look at our trophy room. And there you go.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even care about engaging in these conversations because these are EPL fanboys, etc., that are that they've been in the EPL propaganda, whatever. But it's okay, guys. You have your own personal taste, and you are correct in putting out what you like more. I prefer the Serie A. I prefer watching Milan. That's why we have this channel. That's why we talk about Milan. You are a Manchester United fan. You like the EPL. You like to call us the Farmers League. That is you. Whatever. I don't give a.
My only problem. This is where I disagree. I think that we should be respected more for our trophy, but. Anyways, in life, some people are just going to disrespect you, so it's whatever. But first of all, I was born in the early 2000s when Milan actually won 2 UCLs. So I was born when Milan was a big club, which is actually not in terms of UCL, which wasn't too long ago, realistically. So I think this is just kind of blown out of proportion just because of the past decade. That's
Right,
what happens. But
exactly.
this is just
It,
this is what happens when you have a banter era, in this bad
right.
point in terms of like. If you wanted to choose a decade to have a banter era, this is not a good one because we just missed out on so many new fans. But it's whatever.
And also the whole social media thing. But here, this guy says Serie A is boring, but because he's an EPL fan. In English football is up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's full of sloppy passes. It's full of like mistakes. English football to me is a mess. Okay, but whatever. That's what you like. I don't like that. To me, EPL is boring. To me, watching the EPL is boring. I like to see tactical football. I like to see chess. I like to see technique. I like to see crisp passing. I like to see beautiful goals that are constructed beautifully. You know, that's what I like. That's why I prefer the Serie A, because that's what the Serie A is. It's a much more technical, tactical game. It's not as, let's say, gung ho as the EPL. The EPL is gung ho, back and forth, back and forth. And that's what the English fans like. But that's fine. That's your culture. That's your culture, and whatever. Whatever. I don't have to like it. I prefer the Italian culture of football. That's what it's all about. You like one color, I like another color. That's all it is. Um all right. Guys, how many likes are we at? How many did we get to 100 likes yet? Did we get to 100 likes yet?
84.
84, guys. 16 more likes, if my math is correct. 16 more likes. Yes. But let's see. Okay, let's go to some chats now. Oh, actually, before we go to chats, let's go to the Serie A.
Wait, Rahul, since when have I said something I don't believe in? Like, what? I'm being 100% honest. What are you talking about? Well, see, I don't know why I get called out like this. Explain yourself, Rahul.
Okay, no, this is correct. All right, so the 13th is Saturday, correct, or is it Sunday?
Saturday.
So
First Serie A games are Milan Udinese and Sampdoria Atalanta jointly on Saturday.
All right, so there you go, guys. We are opening the show. And by the way, the main event, the Serie A, starts always. The main event is always after the backup acts, the support acts. So the EPL, the support act, opened up. Liga, etc., opened up. Serie A now opens up the main event. And as the main event opens up, Milan Udinese, first game of the Serie A with Sampdoria Atalanta. You have Lecce Inter, easy game for them. One thing to look out: what does the first game day look like for the opponents? So Monza Torino, I'm really curious to see what Monza does. I'm going to be following. I think we're all going to be following Monza very closely. Fiorentina Cremonese should be an easy game for Fiorentina. Lazio Bologna, tough one. Roma Salernitana, easy for Roma in theory. Napoli Verona should be easy for Napoli. Juventus Sassuolo, difficult for Juventus. So Milan and Juventus are the teams with the two more difficult games. I don't know, guys. Predictions, what do you think? Do you think the big teams are going to win? What do you think, Antonio? Guys, tell me what you think in chat.
So I really want to do. This should be a good video topic, honestly, where we just predict the games. But I'll give you a very general answer, just in case you want to save this for like later on this week. But I'll say that based on the forms of some of these and like teams that the bigger clubs are playing, I would say that I think most of the big clubs are going to be very successful the first week. Honestly, I would argue that Milan has probably the hardest game, or maybe Juventus, either Milan or Juventus. But I think that the bigger clubs should be successful, and it's going to be interesting. I think Milan has a harder schedule in the first few weeks, so I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but it's in the San Siro. San Siro is packed, guys. It's sold out. It's going to be packed, so there's going to be a lot of good energy. It's going to be a very, very good game, I think. I have a good feeling about it, but Udinese is always a pain in the ass. Always will be, always is. And it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, guys, how many likes are we at? Where are we with the likes? Guys, let me know in chat. What do you think? Do you think Milan is going to win the first game? Do you think Juventus is going to lose or win? Inter? What are your thoughts in chat regarding the Serie A opening day? And let me check how many likes we're at.
Hey Roy, did you I
Yes,
saw
sir.
Lucas wanted to join the Serie A Fantasy League, and I had saved a banner that had that information, but did you remove that banner?
Oh, yes, we removed banner, but can you put it back up actually if you
I
have
will
it?
try, but I have to find that code again, and I can't find it on the website.
All right,
So
guys, if you are a moderator in chat, if Eastbourne is here, if you guys can bring up that code. So we do have a Serie A, RossonARI TV Serie A Fantasy League, so please join it. It's going to be fun. Please join it. Okay, so what do you guys think? Milan 4-0, Gio Aguilis, what's up, my Californian brother? Milan 4-0 to lay down a marker. There you go. Forza Milan Joel. We already have Krunic, no need to buy another midfielder, and Opelbega will prove himself. I never know when people talk about Krunic, are they joking or not? Because I rate Krunic highly, by the way, and so does Pioli. But a lot of people in chat, maybe it's the Skillerd effect. Juve win, Milan draw, Inter win. Omar Mo. Juve Sassuolo will be interesting. Sassuolo is always a difficult opponent. We'll win 2-1 against Udine. Udinese are always that team we struggle against. I say draw. Okay, Carlo Moretti. Carlo Moretti with a very pragmatic, realistic take. A draw could be possible, guys. Krunic hat-trick incoming. A win would be ideal. Let's set it from the get-go. Let's tell the people, yo, we are Milan. We are playing to win the Scudetto. All right, guys, we're going to get the Serie A Fantasy League thing going.
yeah, I'm trying, but I gotta find it in the chat. So
Hey, guys, I was wondering if Andrei Shevchenko was a flop at Chelsea. Yes, he was, 100%. He flopped at Chelsea really bad. Really bad. So SG earlier asked any Milan news. I mean, we've been going on for 2 hours. The first hour of the stream was mostly all the Milan news that we have today, which it's not much Milan news, but it is pretty decent. Okay, here it is. That is the code. There you go. Let's put it on the banner.
I'll do that right now.
Okay.
Hey, guys, also we have a Fantasy Premier League one that some people are making. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna advertise that, I guess.
No. If you guys want to join the Premier Fantasy one too, do that. Do that one as well.
Yes.
Winter Mercato will be our hope to strengthen further. Guys, the Winter Mercato, we will find out what Redbird is all about. But the Winter Mercato is going to depend on how well we do in the Champions League. Because if we cannot go into the next round of the Champions League, the Mercato is going to be tough. You're not going to get, a lot of players will join you if they have that Champions League football. And that's the kind of players we need, Champions League football players. Oh, guys, there's a Champions League Fantasy too. We can do that one as well. By the way, Lucas is here. There you guys have it, guys. A RossonARI TV Fantasy code. You can go to the Serie A. Can you tell us what website it is?
So what you have to do is go on SerieAfantasy.com, which I can actually pull up right here. Well, yes, let me pull that up. But basically, you go to SerieAfantasy.com, you make your team. You have to make a team with 11 players, and then you have 4 subs on the bench. You can change your formation. You have €100, to build that, but not actual, your money. It's kind of like credits. It's completely free. You go in there. Players have different euro values. Set that team up. You can't have more than 2 players on the same team. In your team. So set it up however you want. Then once you do that, go to Join Private League. And you have to make your account, obviously, with like your email or whatever. Join Private League and put this code in, and you should instantly join the Serie A Fantasy. And we may have some like prizes or like some membership stuff if you win the league. We'll see.
Yes, guys, and we do not have an OnlyFans yet, but we might start one.
Lucas may run that one. Lucas may run that one.
Done. I'm in with you guys. Aziz is officially in the Fantasy League. Let's get those numbers up in the Fantasy League. It's going to be good competition. Can we all agree that building our own stadium is more important than any transfer? Yes, I think so. I think it is the key element that we need in order to be more competitive financially with the other European teams. But unfortunately, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while, guys. Even if they come to an agreement about where they're going to build the stadium, because of the bureaucracies that in Italy, it's still going to take at least 18 months before they lay the first brick. Or San Siro. Just sell San Siro. Maybe that could be the most sell San Siro and renew it, just renew it completely, modernize it. Maybe that's the fastest solution.
Hey guys, 6 more likes to get to 100. Let's do it.
6 more likes, guys. Let's do it. CDK is all the effort, and I hope he scores a header on Udinese. We might see CDK from the beginning. Bayern is the healthiest and most sustainable club in the world. Most club members worldwide, and no oligarch blood money. Bayern is a very successful club, no doubt about it. And they deserve their success because their success has come through international success, winning the Champions League. Getting legendary players like Beckenbauer, etc. And that's how they achieve their success. In Germany, it's the only club that has been able to do that throughout history. That's why they have that monopoly. All the other German clubs have not been able to do that. In Italy, we've had 3 teams that have been able to get that European success. Juventus, guys, remember Juventus has been... Juventus in Europe has a lot of history. Okay, Juventus in Europe has won a lot of battles. People don't think about this, but I think Juventus, after Real Madrid, is the team that has been in the most finals of the Champions League tournament. They have been in 9 finals. They lost 7 though. Juventus has won a lot of battles in the Champions League, but they always lost the war. Milan has been in 8. No, I think also Milan has been in 9 Champions League finals. Milan has been in 9 Champions League.
2 at least, and we won 7, so definitely.
Well, I think Milan has been in 9 Champions League finals as well because they were in the
We lost Marseille and we lost against Liverpool, so that's 2.
The first Champions League final we lost was against the Real Madrid when they won 5 in a row, the first 5 editions. We were in one of those finals. Then we won. Then
so
we lost
10 finals then, right?
Okay, so we lost against Real Madrid, Marseille,
Liverpool.
Ajax, and Liverpool, and we won 7.
So we're in 11 finals.
11 finals. Forget about it, guys. You guys are little. You guys are a little club, small. You guys are babies. Milan are the goats. We are the goats. Marseille, Ajax, Liverpool.
Are you sure we lost to Real in the final?
Yes, I think that we lost 3-2 in 58. I think in 58 we lost the final 3-2. Okay, let's check this. Should we check?
Sure.
Let me do the checking. You entertain the crowd. Since I brought it up, I'll do the checking.
73,000 at our opening game, sold out. How is that a problem at the moment? I think putting a competitive and entertaining squad together is more important at this time. True. Also, I did see this thing on social media that said that because of our success this season, our fan, base in Italy grew like 13%, and now we are the second biggest fan base in Italy, behind Juventus. But we've done a lot of work, and I think a lot of our fans are kind of starting to get back into football now because Milan is bigger and it's just more interesting to watch. So I think we're definitely on the rise. If we can do well in the UCL and get like sort of a global name, with our match our success. Obviously, we're gonna have to win the UCL to be like to get back onto the level that we were before. But I think if we can actually get to that, keep performing well, we can really boost our fans even more. So I'm excited about that.
I just want to say that I'm a freaking history book, guys. I am a history book. Whoa. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, a little bit of lag, but I just yeah.
Okay, there you go, guys. 58. 58. There it is. Real Madrid, Milan. 3-2 extra time. I think what is that? I'm not sure if that means extra time, but
After
yes,
extra time, maybe.
after extra time. So that's the first final that we lost in. I'm a freaking here, dude, bruh. I know Milan like the back of my hand, guys. Don't question me when it comes to Milan. Don't question me.
Look at Fiorentina.
Yeah, Fiorentina 57. So yeah, but Juventus also I was saying has a lot of finals too. Anyway, I think we're at 100, right?
No, we're 96.
Guys, 4 more likes. If you're hey Juventus fan, Omer Mo, I'm sure you've liked the page, huh? Since you like to come here and talk about Juve on a Milan channel, at least like the page. And you too, Mr. Serie A is boring. You want to come here and talk to us about the Farmers League? At least like the page. I like to see San Siro renovated. Yeah, maybe that is the fastest solution. Buy the San Siro, renovate it, modernize it. But rather than demolishing it and rebuilding something, I don't know. I'm just talking about speed, etc., etc. Yeah. All right, a few more likes. Any more breaking news coming out in the world of the calcio mercato?
I don't see any Milan links. I'm just scanning, making sure I don't miss anything. Did you see that Mertens went to Galatasaray?
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good destination for him.
Also, Napoli are trying to get Raspadori,
Yeah.
and
Raspadori looking.
Kostic to Juventus is looking like
I think
what
Kostic
we're
to
gonna
Juve is
do.
very close. I think it's very close.
Yep.
And
Timo Werner back to Leipzig.
okay, so this was a new update 2 hours ago on sempremilan.it about Ziyech. È ancora aperta la pista, verrà deciso il suo futuro. Ecco quando verrà deciso il suo futuro. His future will be decided at the end of the market. But we don't really have anything new today. Let's check milannews.it. This is where Vitiello works. Vitiello, one of the, maybe the best journalist in Milano when it comes to Milan. He is one of the editors of this website right here. Diallo ha superato Tanganga e indica il PSG può dare una mano a pagare l'ingaggio. Okay, this is interesting here. It says Diallo, the PSG player, is now above Tanganga and Indica, and PSG can help pay his wages. Quite interesting, according to Sky. Tanganga, Roma is also looking for at Tanganga as an option. Okay. Very interesting. By the way, Roma looked really good against Shakhtar Donetsk. By the way, don't be fooled. Shakhtar Donetsk hasn't played professional football in a long time because of their situation.
Yep. Hey Roy, I wanted to ask anyone in the chat and you as well if you saw what's happening with Barcelona because I know that they're unable to register some of their players. I wonder if they figured that out yet. Because the season's starting soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Your live stream on Sunday was awesome. Thanks for your hard work, Fox. I mean, hey, thank you, Marshall. Really appreciate you. Hey guys, we'll be more than 73,000 on Saturday. AC Milan destination is to become one of the major world's media company. Yes, that's true. That's what Redbird wants to do. Guys, is there any news on Redbird's involvement with Milan? Zero news on them since June. Well, the time is coming. We're getting closer because the takeover should be happening in September. And once that takeover is going to happen, we're going to have a much better feel of what Redbird is about and what they do. Guys, I'd like to talk to you about Barcelona when I have a chance. All this they don't have money thing is BS. Well, Saif, what is it? Tell us.
I did read something that a report that said that they
let me get Saif in here.
Okay, I did see a report today that said they artificially created revenues. Let me read exactly what it was. Apparently, there's been some claims. It's not confirmed, but Barcelona jointly set up a holdings company to which it paid 150 million euros of its own money to buy its own assets to inflate value of the value of the sale. La Liga rejected it as not new money, so now Barcelona have to pay a 37.5 million tax on this payment already. So that's something that I did read. We are doing a Serie A fantasy.
Yes, Luigi Timpano. We are doing it. Serie A Fantasy League. Let's bring it up again. So, can you share the website on the page, please?
I will put this here for you guys.
By the way, guys, we have achieved the daily quota of 100. Thank you, everybody, very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your involvement in the RossonARI TV community. And thank you for being a Milanista. Famiglia Rossonera.
Here we go. So, it's SerieAfantasy.com. You have to sign in. You have to make an account. Then you put together your team, and you use this team for all of your different leagues. From then, all you have to do is put this code in to join a private league, and then you instantly will be added to our league. And I think we have almost 20 people right now, so it'll be competitive. We'll see what happens.
Damn, we have 20 people already? Wow.
We have like 16, but that was like earlier today. But.
Guys, just a few days ago, everybody was saying, man, we only have 6 people. We only have 5 people. Now we have almost 20. Good job, guys. Welcome.
Hey, I was promoting that a lot.
Well done, Antonio. Good job.
Cool.
So, guys, get in that fantasy league. Let's see who has the best mind when it comes to the Serie A. Let's see who has the best mind.
Do you play as well?
I'm not going to be involved in it this time, simply because we have so many things that we got to take care of with the channel. So, you know, let's. It'll be for the fans. It'll be for the subscribers. It'll be for you guys. But I'm really curious to see who's got the best football mind, and we'll see. Maybe we'll come up with prizes for that too. Yeah.
Yes.
Mario.
Did Lucas really win last year?
Lucas was doing really well. Lucas was doing. Lucas is an interesting character, right? Because when it comes to AC Milan, he barely knows anything about AC Milan, even though he's a Milanista. But when it comes to like the Serie A, like he did really well in the Fantasy League. I was very impressed.
His predictions were pretty off. I remember.
When it comes to me, yeah, more or less. Yeah.
It's like season predictions, but
yeah. But with the players around the Serie A, he did very well. The Elkan Agnelli, owner of Juventus, will buy Kostic, another forward and another central defender. The Elkan Agnelli don't accept to lose. It'll be an exciting sport and fight this year. Absolutely, it will be. Absolutely. Safe says they have a stadium that is around 100,000. It'll be full almost every match day this season. Plus, Laporte is not an idiot, guys. He wasn't going to sign all these players without registering. They'll find a way. Of course, they'll find a way. Oh yeah, Mustafa won last season. That's true. But Lucas was in the running. Also you, Antonio, you were doing pretty well, right?
I was, but I forgot to check my team after a certain point because I was busy with school like a lot. So.
But listen, before we close today, I want to ask you guys: would you pay 75 for million for Rafinha? No, absolutely not. What? Tell me the other purchases they got this year. We know
Lewandowski was like I think 50 million. Kessie was free. Koundé was a pretty price. Let me actually pull up the exact amount. Give me 1 second.
Paredes and Frattesi, Depay, free, Ferla, sì, vabbè, tutto il mondo. Omar, relax, bro. You're not getting all these players, huh? You're not getting all these players.
So, okay. Rafinha, 6. This isn't, for some reason, this isn't dollars. I want to see if I can change this, but. Anyways, let me check the. I want to check to see if I can get this in a different currency, but I think it's because I'm based in the U.S. They're giving me U.S. dollars, but
it's fine. Just say it in dollars. It's fine.
Rafinha was $63 million. Koundé $55 million. Lewandowski $50 million. Kessie was a free transfer. Christensen free transfer, and then a lot of other people that left. Those are kind of the biggest ones.
And guys, do not forget that there's a lot of players in Barcelona that are still waiting to get paid. Like there's still PK, Jordi Alba. These players are still waiting for big fat paychecks. I'm talking about really big paychecks. Barcelona is a mess. It's a mess. I know, like Nathan, for example, is very confident that Barcelona is going to do well, but I think it's very difficult to run a club and have it be a successful footballing operation when your system is such a mess. So I find it difficult for Barcelona to become, a successful team this year. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. We shall see. Okay, guys. Rory, when are we doing the tier list for the season predictions? Guys, all that stuff is coming up this week.
It's coming this week.
All right. Okay, guys, we have reached 100. We have covered all the Milan news for today. Let me go to the last thing. Rumors regarding Bennacer keep on popping up. What should the management do? I'm going to say sell right away if no renewal. 36%, the majority says, out of 200 votes almost, and only 100 likes, by the way, Milan can't lose another midfielder. So the majority of you guys are saying that Milan cannot lose another midfielder. Bennacer should stay. They have to do everything in their power to stay. And I think we can close with that, guys. Yeah. Any last things you want to say, Antonio?
Yeah, we will be doing Milan news tomorrow and potentially something else tomorrow if Roy, if you want to share that. But if not, this week we should be doing some, dropping some content for the Serie A season.
Oh, yeah, guys. By the way, people have been asking, where the hell is Laert? Laert is on holiday, but he is back tomorrow. So the warlord Kratos is back tomorrow. And with Laert come back the open lives, and also Wednesday night there's an open live. But with Laert come back the daily open lives, and also we're going to go back to the Milan forums. We are going to go back to the open lives, etc. Tomorrow,
I would love to run some as well if like this week if you need anyone to.
Yeah. Tomorrow, guys, after. Is Aaron doing the vlogs? I hope so, guys. What I'm going to try and do, guys, is convinced Laird Cassano. That's it. What I'm going to try and do is Aaron goes to a lot of the Milan games. I'm going to try and convince Aaron to vlog every time he goes to a Milan game. That'll be great for the channel. I'm sure you guys would love to see that. Love to see Aaron in the San Siro or around Europe watching Milan and vlogging that experience. So we're going to see if we can get Aaron to do that. That would be absolutely fantastic if he can do that. Maybe we can ask someone that... If Aaron doesn't do that, maybe we can ask someone that lives in Milano and wants to do that, and he can contribute to the channel that way. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Maybe Luigi Timpano. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, Larry Cassano is awesome. But yeah, we are going to be asking Aaron to do that for sure. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you guys. Tomorrow, what Antonio is talking about, after the Milan news, we're going to be on RDS Red Devil Studio. He is going to be having a Serie A preview season, so he invited us to go there. So after the Milan news tomorrow, join us. Even Laert, guys. Laert goes to... Mamma mia, Laert. Laert pisses me off, guys. Laert, if you're here listening, Laert goes to so many Milan games, and he doesn't even take a damn picture. I'm like, yo, bro, at least take a picture of the stadium so we can share it on the page. If Laird starts to go to these pages, and if he doesn't do the vlogs, I want you guys in chat to start telling him, yo, what's up?
If they came to the US, I would have done a vlog for sure.
Yeah, but tomorrow we're going to be on RDS and Red Devil Studio. We're going to direct that link, and we're going to do a Serie A preview. Yes, but Juventus must sell some players first in order to free some space. True. Juventus has to sell before... space before they can get new players. Anyway, guys, let's close it here. We had a great, wonderful 2.5 Milan news, longer than we should. We got to get those likes up right away. Tomorrow we'll remember to remind the people right away. Hopefully tomorrow we have some good news. Oh, by the way, sorry guys, let's finish with some good news. We forgot to say this, but Messias, no problem. He's back. He's no problem with his ankle. And Tonali so far, no lesions were found in the scans. So it looks like both Messias and Tonali are going to be okay. Obviously, they're going to be on the watch out. I don't know if they're going to be playing this Sunday, but it's not that bad. Mario Soncerdi, Forza Milan, ragazzi. And guys, tell me if you guys want something in Italian as well. Medical team gonna fuck with that. All right, Antonio, thank you so much for today. Really appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. New subscribers, we got a bunch of new subscribers too. Thank you, everybody. Forza Milan, guys. I hope everybody's excited the season is starting, and we will see you tomorrow. And yes, guys, the open lives are going to be coming back. Don't worry about that. Let's start with a win on Saturday. That's for sure. Yeah, Messias is good. Tonali is okay. Okay, Antonio, last words?
No, guys, really appreciate all of you for that liked and stayed with us. Forza Milan, Forza Serie A. Let's have a really good season. I'm excited. Hopefully we do better in Europe as well. So let's go.
Ciao ragazzi, arrivederci. Ci vediamo domani. Forza Milan, and Forza Milan. Ciao.